to lead the Skol chant and sound the Yaller horn, please welcome the 31st Adjutant General of the Minnesota National Guard, Major General John Jensen.
Well, hello, this is John Randall, Minnesota Vikings legend, and it is my pleasure to say, Minnesota Vikings fans uncensored, are you ready? Keith, get your people up. Let's go. Skol, 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 baby. Let's go.
Hello, Vikings fans. Welcome to the Let's Skol show. It's our 11th off-season show of the year. We're going to be here every week during the off-season. We're going to get through this abyss together. I've got with me today he who greets with smoke, Skolful Shaq. Cody will be joining us shortly. As always, Keith is doing things in the background to get us set up. Captain will be here momentarily. And we don't have a whole lot of news this past week, but we are going to talk quarterback. Again. We're already being disrespected in early projections. Shaq's going to give us prospects. This week we're doing cornerbacks. We're going to do a mock draft together because who doesn't love a mock draft, right? We got a new episode of You Got Stumped. Can I right the ship? And we're going to answer some questions and bring some guests on and, of course, give our hot takes. So, Shaq, I guess receiver flopped on Netflix, and they're going back to the well and doing quarterback again rather than featuring a different position group. Not only that, but they're bringing old cousins back along with Jared Goff and Joe Burrow. You interested in watching this?
I'm most definitely interested in watching this. So, the first time Kirk Cousins was on quarterback, I really didn't see the sense of watching it. I know it's kind of like a feel-good story because, the Vikings is featured and we got our quarterback being one of the stars of the show. But now that Kirk's not on the team no more, and he actually got benched during the season, I'm interested to see how that all played out from the start of the tampering period from when they first signed him, and maybe even get some Vikings talk with what was going on behind the scenes with Kwesi, KOC, and Kirk until he signed with the Falcons. So I'm definitely interested. And then you got Joe Burrow coming back from injury, and who's the other guy?
Jared Goff. That guy.
Jared Goff.
Oh, that guy. Kirk. You might just say Kirk 2.0 with a better arm.
Skol, Lucy.
Skol, Lucy. I'm really interested to see if they give some sort of behind-the-scenes reaction of the Atlanta brass after he gets up and does that press conference where he admitted to the tampering. Just put it out there.
The music gets all drastic. Dun, dun.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see that. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I hope they have something in the offseason when they're talking about whether they're going to sign him or not sign him. When there was no contract offer, I hope we get a glimpse of that.
Yeah, Keith wants validation.
I feel validated already with how it went down.
Yeah. Do you have a hot take on it, or was that just something you want to feel validated in?
I just said there's no contract offer. Kirk's not coming back. They want to move on. They're going to draft their court. This is before he even drafted JJ McCarthy. They're not bringing it back. They want to draft a quarterback of the future. They're not going to pay Kirk, and I don't think there's an offer. And then after I said that, Ronaldo jumped in and was like, well, at least not a real one. So, yeah, maybe they offered him like $20 million for a year. Speaking of Ronaldo.
What up, buddy?
What's up, bros? How you doing?
That's 3 weeks in a row.
That sport jacket, dude.
Yeah, man. That's me.
I'm not going to lie, Ronaldo, with that jacket and that hat, you look like you could work for Doge.
Hey, yeah.
How do you know I don't work for Doge?
I wouldn't doubt it for a minute.
We don't.
Loving the mustache.
Coming. It's coming, baby.
It's coming in. It's coming in.
Yeah.
We're getting a little more Ronaldo-like.
Yeah, we're getting there. One more week, baby. We're gonna be all right. I'm gonna look like the old dude that I used to be. What are you gonna do?
Perfect. So how about your boy Kurt coming back to Netflix? You excited?
Me? Fuck yeah!
Yeah,
I'm gonna be watching, that
man.
shit like crazy. Why wouldn't anybody not be watching it? I'm gonna see him get his ass benched. Are you kidding me? I'm like all over that. Are you kidding me? That's awesome.
You can't wait for those 0 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and all that stuff. You're going to be like, yeah.
And he's going to have that one really good game, and everybody's going to be like, oh, Kirk's the best. And then he's not going to have a good game again. So
like when they beat Philly?
Was it Philly? I don't even remember. He had like 5 touchdowns, right?
No, that was against Tampa Bay when we were watching, when we were live, and the game was on, and he threw an interception with like 2 minutes ago. We're like, Kirk just blew the game, typical Kirk. And then they get the ball back, and they win.
You know what else I forgot?
What up, Cody?
The game where we played the Falcons. I hope that is on Netflix.
It's gonna be.
They show that game.
It has to be. Like, they're not doing their job if it's not.
Donald.
Yeah. Sam Darnold, another ex-Viking. Ex-Viking, Shaq.
X.
It's
Oh,
gone.
I know. You know, you gotta get over the X.
It's not like he's Case Keenum that's about to come back to the Vikings either.
Backup quarterback role is getting a little thin out there.
Oh, they're all right.
It is
no one
thin.
cares.
Tommy, what's up? What's up, star wide receiver Tommy?
Tommy.
Run the slant, Tommy. Run the slant on.
Got to get him before he divas out.
Yeah.
Tommy, you hear us calling you out, right? Tommy.
Tommy heard it. Yeah. All right. So, like Cody said, the backup quarterback thing is getting a little thin, but there's still major quarterback talk prevalent among this team, and Aaron Rodgers just won't go away. Why do we have to hear about Aaron Rodgers every single day from every outlet, whether it's the national media or it's just Vikings media? Why won't this die?
Because he's Aaron Rodgers, bro.
It's
Aaron Rodgers.
Because there's a morbid curiosity to see him fulfill the prophecy.
That too. It's like why is there all
like
these
how you
fast
said
food
that.
restaurants? It's because it's quick and easy money. And talking about Aaron Rodgers to the Vikings is a quick, easy subject for any media outlet to talk about. They can spend a whole segment on it.
Spend a whole week on it. You maybe a whole month on it, right? I mean, and coming from where we come from, where you have to like find something to talk about, of course they're going to talk about it. And you know what? It kind of gets old quick. I think we're in a better place. I love this podcast. That's why it's great.
It does.
Yeah, I think it's what the Vikings want is JJ McCarthy as a starting quarterback, right? And I could put want in one hand, but then if that want breaks a fucking leg again, then my hand that has shit in it fills up a little faster, and that's who Aaron Rodgers is going to be for us. So like that always
Aaron Rodgers 2 years ago, Cody.
See which one fills up faster. I mean, it's a backup plan if you think about it. If McCarthy goes down again, hey, we have a dude we can call on, and I think that's what the plan is going forward.
But Cody, isn't it just awful that they just won't put it to bed though? I mean, the Vikings are at fault here to some degree. Let's at least call it what it is. Just fucking put it to bed. Let him sign somewhere else. Let him say why didn't Kwesi just come out and fucking say, hey, I guess you don't do that. Everybody's like, oh, you don't say your quarterback's the starter. Okay, I get that. But you know what? You can say Aaron Rodgers ain't our fucking starter. That could happen.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
that's what I would say, that Aaron Rodgers is not the starter for now.
Yeah, I mean, there's
So,
always that back door. It's like listening to a politician talk. You know, there's always that out. So that way, if they end up signing them for whatever reason, they'd be like, "Yeah, we had this in the works all." You know.
So about the Kwesi thing, like he gave a 20-minute presser yesterday, and about 15 minutes of it was talking Aaron Rodgers. Like you would think they were done talking about it, they would ask him something else, and then boom, all of a sudden another Aaron Rodgers question. And it seemed like he was halfway in towards putting to bed, and halfway like, well, you know, him and KOC, you know, they talk all the time, you know. So and I talk to him too, so I'm excited. So like that says there was a conversation about him joining this team. It's not just, hey, what are your plans? Like, oh, Steelers, huh? Like. They have definitely discussed it. Here's my thinking. Because Kwesi also did kind of say something. He tried to backtrack it. He said it's kind of up to him right now. Now, I don't think he means that they're thinking about bringing him in to start. I think they're offering him the backup role. And at first, like a couple weeks ago, when I heard that or thought about that, I was like, no freaking way. Aaron Rodgers isn't going to do that. But look at it. What options does he have to start right now? Like, he's not going to go start for a shitty team. So it's got to be a team that has a chance to make the playoffs. And there's only two teams that I could think of, like, where that might work. One is Pittsburgh, where he already visited. I guess he was there for like 6 hours and haven't heard anything close to being an offer or signing there. And the other would be, which I don't even know if they're a playoff contender, would be the Niners cutting bait on Purdy and bringing him in. Other than that, where's he going to play? Where's he going to go and start?
I got one more team. The Jets.
Shaq. Not wrong either, bro.
They don't got no quarterback.
Yeah, not wrong, man. I love it.
But honestly, like where's his realistic options to start? To me, it's he either goes to the Steelers, he comes and plays backup quarterback for the Vikings, and then you know, if something does happen with JJ or he's just not getting it, okay, he's there. Instead of being like, oh man, this JJ thing, he's just not quite ready or he gets injured. Now we got to bring Aaron Rodgers. We got to get him up to speed and all and do that whole thing. Like, I think they want to bring him in as the backup.
Yeah, there's also a report out there that he just may retire for 2025.
Right. So which is a really weird thing, Cody, because when Favre was doing it, he used retirement as a way to get out of the Jets. They already fucking screwed this guy. He's done. So to actually talk about retirement at this point is no leverage at all. He fucking played a dumb game. He's in a bad position. We are still fucking with him now. We are still fucking with him. You're not wrong.
No, he has absolutely no leverage. It's either start for the Steelers, be the backup for the Vikings, or retire. And it's not a retirement where it's like, okay, I'm gonna retire and then see what's out there for me next year. You're gonna be like 43, bro. Like, if you retire, it's over. Like there's no plan in the retirement game. And I think he ends up doing it. Like if he believes, like maybe he believes that JJ's not ready, especially because like this team is set to go. So he might think like, oh man, this team might have a quick trigger if JJ in the first two games kind of falters.
Bro, you down with that? Are you down with that?
I don't want JJ to falter.
If Aaron Rodgers comes, it's going to be. If Aaron Rodgers signs, it'll be during training camp because the Vikings coaching staff will know then that JJ McCarthy isn't ready if it's during training camp. And it's going to be like maybe halfway through training camp. They see what they got and they're like, okay, maybe this isn't going to work out for right now. Let's bring in Aaron Rodgers.
I'm not saying that Aaron Rodgers is going to come in and be the starter. I'm saying that that's not even an option. But I'm saying they're asking for him to come in and be the backup. And Shaq, would you be down for that? Like Aaron Rodgers comes in, they're telling him, hey, you're quarterback too until you're not.
So yeah, I'll be down for it if he comes and he says he's fine with being the backup, helping JJ become a better quarterback, and he's just basically be a chill guy on the sideline, talking to KOC. I'd rather that happen now than happen during the season because at least we know we have Aaron Rodgers in the facilities and all that. He has the playbook in hand, and he could practice learning it while he's the backup. And he doesn't have to stress about, winning the game because that's up to JJ to be the starter. If JJ goes down or he kind of falters a little, we could put Aaron Rodgers in to kind of help the season get back on track. But best case scenario, JJ starts, Aaron Rodgers doesn't have to come in, and we basically have 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah,
and he gets carried to a Super Bowl and retires.
It better be after training camp, because when they see Aaron Rodgers during training camp battle, or not even battle, just watch him throw to the second string, they're going to realize who the better quarterback is right now.
Well,
I have absolutely no faith or any idea that Aaron Rodgers would come in and mentor J.J. McCarthy whatsoever.
I never said mentor. I never mentioned the word mentor.
Well, it sounds like we're all talking about him being there for J.J. McCarthy.
No, we're talking about being there in case of emergency.
Okay. I don't want that either. I don't want divisiveness in the locker room. I don't want people, when J.J. McCarthy throws a pick 6 in game 2, for people to suddenly be like, we got a Hall of Fame quarterback sitting on the sideline, and we're letting this guy bring us down. Nah. Keep him out. Don't want him. Rather just roll with Brett Rippon as our backup than bringing Aaron Rodgers, for the simple fact that I want the locker room to stay solid.
I mean, interesting take.
I'm
Good
fine
one
with that too.
What do you think, Cody? He's coming here signing, knowing he's the backup.
I don't see a world right now where J.J. McCarthy beats Aaron Rodgers out for the starting quarterback job. 3 years from now, yeah, 100%. Right now, no. I think when coaching staff sees Aaron Rodgers on the field throwing the football around to the second string dudes, they're going to be like, well, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is a little bit better than J.J. McCarthy right now. Aaron Rodgers is showing off his elite arm talent still at 40, whatever 1 years old he is. If they do it, bring him in during this season, right? So like the coach's eyeballs, they're focused on J.J. McCarthy, and they're like looking over to the right, and they see Aaron Rodgers slinging the ball 55 yards down the field on a line with a flick of the wrist, and you're like, well, I don't want that to happen.
Well, how about the politics of it? What KOC says, even if you're better, you're still going to back up J.J. McCarthy, because there's still politics of football.
Coach in a win now mode is going to say that to a quarterback. Even though you're the better quarterback and we're winning now, we're going to start our rookie quarterback.
But do you think that to bring in someone like Aaron Rodgers is not going to bring out the best version of J.J. McCarthy?
Yeah, 100% it will.
From what we've learned about J.J. McCarthy and the competitor that he is, I mean, look how it was last year with Sam Darnold. I mean, if J.J. McCarthy didn't get injured, that was going to be a battle for who was starting week 1. Even though it's going to be Darnold, That the way he looked in the camp and the way he was competing, that was going to be a battle. I think the competition brings out the best in him, and he wants that smoke.
Okay, put Aaron Rodgers, Sam Darnold, and J.J. McCarthy in a battle. Who wins that battle right now?
Sam Darnold.
J.J. McCarthy.
I'm going McCarthy, and this is a very poignant comment right here.
I mean, yeah, I get that too, but there's talks when KOC was with Sam Darnold, and he's like, hey, Sam, erase some of these plays or cross these plays out that you don't feel comfortable with. That's the same thing as him calling plays on the field too.
Yeah, Sam Darnold had audibles. He audibles sometimes, and it's not like we saying, oh, shit, Sam Darnold's one of the elite quarterbacks knowing when to audible. He did it from time to time. Yeah, it may not have been the best, but
imagine having a quarterback that can make decisions and not have to be talked up to until the ball's hiked. Maybe he can focus on some part of the other team too. KOC.
I think you got that. I think you got that with both quarterbacks. I think McCarthy's going to have complete command of this offense. There's not going to be any part of this offense that McCarthy doesn't have command of. In fact, he might win in that category against Rodgers. He's going to know this offense better than Aaron Rodgers. He's just not going to have the experience to read a defense that Aaron Rodgers has. That's the thing that Aaron Rodgers is going to win on 100% of the time, to Cody's point. But look, at the end of the day, the question isn't about who would win. I think we know who would win, or you have your fucking guy that you would want to win. It really doesn't matter. What does it do to the locker room? What does it do for the window that we've opened up? And how long is that window completely going to actually be open? And who do you think is best to not just win one Super Bowl, but put us in a position to win multiple, where we're competitive for fucking years? and it has nothing to fucking do with Aaron Rodgers. Sorry.
Can I ask you something?
Aaron Rodgers.
Can I ask something real quick? So I'm not sure. Have we ever heard, besides Greg Jennings, and I really don't care what Greg Jennings has to say, have we ever heard Aaron Rodgers' teammates say that he's a bad teammate? Or has it all just been from the media that he's a distraction? Like, that's all coming from the media. I don't think we've ever heard one of his teammates come out and say that he's a bad teammate and he's divisive and he does this and that. I think the media just sees what he does and they take that as bad and they run and write their own story.
It's always came from a GM of a team. The Green Bay Packers GM said it. The New York Jets GM said it. It's always came from a GM of that team he's on.
So a guy not in the locker room.
No, you know what he is, though? He's a diva in a way because he makes people fucking sit and wait on his
Absolutely.
decision. Like I do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Noted.
he's an asshole.
But we're doing it to him right now. We're doing it to him.
Let me bring this back to JJ McCarthy.
Okay, bring it back.
So maybe Josh McCown, right? Since JJ was hurt and he wasn't playing and he was on the field, I'm pretty sure they had Josh McCown right next to JJ most of the time. And what is Josh McCown? The quarterback coach. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So any plays KOC's calling, I'm pretty sure Josh McCown's job was to break it down for JJ McCarthy while he already has the VR headset. So he should know the playbooks. I feel like there should not be no setback. The only setback for JJ's development should be probably his injuries. Like coming back from injury, actually getting back on track. Not saying he's going to be hurt or anything. I'm just saying, getting back to like playing football, actual football, getting caught up to the sophomore type speed of the game. So other than that, mentally, I feel like he's ready,
100%.
like to play the ball, play football, but just getting back on track.
Yeah, I think what's going to slow McCarthy down is the feel for the game. Right at first, he has to get back in because you go from college to the pros. The pros is way faster than the college ball. There's way better players on that opposite side of that line. So just getting him back in the feel of the game is what's going to take a little bit for McCarthy, in my opinion, because he knows the fucking playbook. He read it the whole year. I mean, that's the only thing he had was a playbook and a tablet. So getting back in the feel of the game is what's going to be.
So Cody, King D asked if JJ McCarthy would be in this year's draft. Do you think he's the first quarterback drafted this year?
100%. He is the first quarterback drafted in this year's draft. 100%.
Really? I'm glad to hear you say that. Out of everybody saying that, that's cool to hear you say that because I agree. But what do you think, Shaq?
But let me tell you why. He thinks this draft is weak.
Well, I do too. For quarterback, I agree with that.
Is he the number one overall pick?
100%. I think he's.
Ish, you stole my thunder. I was going to come in and take it. I was going to take it that step further. I think he'd be the number one overall pick. He'd be a Tennessee Titan.
Yeah, it'd be more of a battle between him and Cam Ward to be the number one pick. But I think since if Michigan won the national championship this year and he was the quarterback, I think he'll get the nod over Cam Ward. But I feel like JJ McCarthy has similar traits to Shedeur Sanders, but that's just me.
I think Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders, the only reason they're going in the first round is because there's two teams that are desperate for quarterback.
It happens. Jackson Dartmouth got in the first round too. When teams in the quarterback, you kind of bump their grade up to first round status.
Yeah, but I think JJ McCarthy would be the number one pick in this draft, not just the first quarterback. I think he'd be the first pick overall, and I'm pretty confident in that. Another thing that Quasi said in his presser that kind of confirmed some things that we said during the show last week was the Vikings haven't signed a backup quarterback simply because they're protecting their comp picks. So I don't know how you feel about that because according to people, we have a third and a fourth round comp coming to us if we don't do anything until the draft. But look where that's leaving us. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers. We're talking about Joe Flacco, both guys in their 40s. We're talking about Case Keenum, which would be a dream come true. And then we're talking about Ryan Tannehill, who's 37, 38 and didn't play football last year. With a guy who's going to be our starting quarterback that's never taken a snap. I don't know if it was worth it.
I think they say, well, if JJ McCarthy goes down, we're screwed anyways. We're not going to win many games. I think that's the thought process.
Wrong way.
Yeah,
David, you got to reverse your instincts, buddy. Other way, buddy.
Wrong
Feels
way.
so good too.
Feel
It
the
still
wrong way.
feels really good.
Your finger in
There
the
you
chat.
go.
There you go.
Okay.
So I've really been trying to balance out your logic, Keith, where you're like, why protect a comp pick to get somebody that can help now? And so, but we've been saying that for future and just, to keep going, the trick is getting the draft down right. So we can either sign somebody who's 25 million now, who's an established player, or we can look at trying to get people in the draft who could be on rookie deals for a while. So we could.
Well, backup quarterback was 25 million.
I think I'm bringing up the Asante Samuel argument in particular about that. Ooh. Remember, I think it was Asante Samuel where you said that. But I'm just saying the comp picks. A third rounder, you can find a starter for positions in the third round, and you might be able to find somebody pretty good in the fourth round. So I don't know, man. I see, but I see what you're saying.
I don't know how many third and fourth rounders in the last 3 years we have that are starting for us. Like this year, the comp was necessary because we have no draft picks. It's like it was necessary to have it this year. Right now, we have all of our draft picks for next year.
Right. But the thing is we've also got our free agents are going to be gone in a couple of years. And we have to be able to count on these extra third and fourth rounders to maybe pick up a defensive tackle next year that could come in and replace them. So we have to draft. We have to stockpile our draft.
Yeah, we can do that next year.
We have all like I said, we have all of our draft picks, but also our GM has excelled at signing free agents. So let's just, do what we're good at. But I do agree for long-term sustained success, we do need to hit on the draft. But we have 7 picks next year to do that with. And I guess I'm kind of like where the Vikings are right now. I just want to win the damn Super Bowl. I'm not even thinking about long-term success. Do what's best for this year every year at this point. I just want to see us win the Super Bowl.
I think they're just trying to replenish the loss of draft picks this year for next year. Like they have 4 this year, and the next year we have all of them, all 7. But we add 2, and then another comp pick, trying to save it for it. Then we're back at replenishing for 2 years, because right now we're sitting at a year and a half worth of draft picks, and we're probably wanting to get back to two years worth of draft picks.
No, and also the fact is we don't have any cap space right now going into next year. We're going to have to roster the team through the draft.
All this is really good talk, and I want to shit on it so bad. Oh, we're worried about fucking third round pick on a comp pick. But the reality is that these guys do want to win in the margins. And we are literally talking about winning in the margins with third round comp picks at 101, 102, 103. It's valuable. It just seems like it seems like a stretch to talk about it. But when you really think about the way these guys go at shit, it ain't that much of a stretch. I kind of dig it. I think that they are doing what we're talking about, and it matters. So,
I mean, he admitted that that's what they're doing, but I just hope they're not like missing out on somebody because of doing that, like an Asante Samuel. But I don't think anybody ever saves $25 million. There's not a cornerback in the world I wanted for $25 million that's available in free agency.
No.
Hey, don't forget. Ryan Asamoah came out in the third round, buddy.
I can't remember the last third rounder that was a great pick. I mean, it's got to be like 2014, 2013.
Danielle Hunter.
Okay. All right. There you go. 2016.
It takes a while. We don't really draft that well in the third to fourth round. First round, we either hit or miss, and then second round is mostly a miss.
Would you rather have 4 draft picks in this year's draft class, or let's say 10 to 11 draft picks in next year's draft class? If you're thinking about which draft class is going to be the stronger class, you have more chances to hit at the top 100, and because it's a stronger top 100 than you do within this top 100.
I think it's a good question. I do know that this is a deeper draft class, so drafting later makes sense, Cody, in that regard. But I don't know what next year's draft class looks like, so it's an uneducated guess for me.
For me, it boils down to, at the end of the day, we really can't tell where these picks are going to be. Like, how many of our picks is actually going to be worth the shit? We're hoping at least 1 or 2 help us win a game or 2. increase our win total, but it showed from the end of Rick Spielman era to Crazy's first draft, more picks doesn't always guarantee better success and having more players. Because from that draft, from those two drafts, how many of those players is actually still on the team? And that was like 23 picks in 2 years.
And it's not just the Vikings, Shaq. It's a lot of other teams.
Exactly.
I mean,
so I'm like, forget the picks. Just go for the players you feel like could help you win now. I get we need depth, but we also need to increase our window.
You got to look at that draft class that year too. It was 21. Trevor Lawrence was the best player available, like the best player in that whole draft, and he's ass. So like,
well, and also Shaq, having 10 or 11 draft picks right now for next year doesn't mean that by the end of it we'll make 10 or 11 selections. We could package together. We could move up to go get somebody, but I'm just saying, we could move up from one of those third rounds into the second to get somebody that could make a difference. We don't need to make 10 selections and have 8 of them be ass cheeks. We could end up making 7 of them and have 3 or 4 of them be good.
And that's all I asked for. That's literally all I asked for. If we're going to get players or get more picks, at least have them be decent. At least have 5 players be good role players and not just rely on one player from the whole draft class being worth anything. That's not a recipe for success.
who are you looking for, bro? Like a Mo Williams?
That's a lot. There's a lot of players I'm looking for.
So what do you guys think about JJ McCarthy? Thing. I have been told that I'm the starting quarterback, but he also said he likes that because he wants to compete for it.
I tell you what, Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp can shut the fuck up though about that.
I didn't hear it.
How they said, he's entitled or he's acting different. Like they should roll the red carpet out or something. They said during their little show. No, that's not what that is. All right, he is being the most calm and cool, collected person in this whole process. Like he is saying stuff about Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, bring him on, because he wants to see what the team does. All right, he doesn't want to see about what his fucking stats are at the end of the year. He want to know how the Vikings do at the end of the year, how many wins we fucking pile up, and how many championships are we going to win. And that's what JJ McCarthy mentality is, right?
I don't know what JJ McCarthy was before his final year at Michigan, but maybe that final year at Michigan was a humbling experience for him, like that Penn State game where Harbaugh said, look, we're going to run the ball because we can't block that guy, so I'm taking the ball out of your hands. And I'm reading a lot, and I mean a lot into this, but maybe it might have helped JJ McCarthy have that or cement that team first attitude into him with that experience where, oh yeah, that worked. So he's playing the game well right now. He's going to be our starting quarterback. Ain't nobody going to come in and take it from him, but he's saying all the right things. And I'm sure that once he's our starting quarterback and they have success, he'll defer success to the other players. And if they fail at something, he'll take the blame on himself, just like any good leader should.
Yeah, definitely. To that point, is anybody kind of worried that off the field, it just seems like this guy's too perfect? Like we're all getting excited about him and like it might come down and crash on us? Or is that just me being a paranoid Viking fan? Because I'll get to your knowledge, but he's saying all the right things. He's doing all the right things. You see him out there golfing, sinking shots, like the guy's like just perfect dude, giving out pizzas to the community, doing charity, like everything about this dude. He's just a perfect guy. I want my daughter to date him if I had one old enough for that. Like, but are you worried that maybe it doesn't translate on the field, Rinaldi?
I don't know if it's going to translate on the field, and it doesn't matter if it does or doesn't. He's doing the things that he should be doing, and the reality is it's a little insincere, even though he sells it really well. The fucking dude knows how to sell what he's doing. He is a salesman, and I love that about him. I would give him. I'm going to tell you right now that the dude is a little bit more like Aaron Rodgers than you think. Than he is the lovable son that you never had. I actually think this dude is an ayahuasca retreat dude, and I think that this dude is a he's a Republican. I could go down the line. He loves God. He's spiritual. It's all good. There's not a lot of bad things to say about this guy. I just think he has his ego in check, unlike Rodgers, and that's what I like about him.
You're saying he's acting, and that kind of rubs me the wrong
David
way.
is saying
We all
he's the
all act.
Manchurian quarterback.
We all act, bro. We act every minute of every day. When
Yeah,
you walk
but
into work, when I'm on this thing, we're all acting, man. He's
right?
good
But
at
you're
it.
like that's not his personality. You're saying like it's an all act.
You know-
Like he goes home and he beats his wife. Like
He's 22 years old. He don't have a personality. Sorry.
So I'll say this for JJ. I like that he promotes positivity. JJ
Yeah, man.
McCarthy, like even if it's an act or anything, at least he's promoting positivity to the people.
Yeah.
And
Beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it.
I just hope
so he was acting when he
football-wise.
told his teammates, "We're not chasing girls, we're chasing championships." Like that was acting.
Yeah, I think he chased some girls and chased some championships. He did both.
They don't call him Mac Daddy for nothing.
No, man, he's got it going on. Love him.
Vikings fans should be ecstatic about JJ McCarthy and no other quarterback out there, not even a backup, not even Aaron Rodgers, not even going out to draft one, right? We've only drafted a quarterback in the first round 6 times since 1961. Everybody knows 1961 was when this franchise was born, right? And we bitch about quarterback every single year for the past 15 to 20 years. Right? Since 2010, I would say. Yeah, since Brett Favre, is he coming back or not coming back? We've been bitching about quarterback that long, right? We finally get to see a quarterback that we finally drafted in the first round finally play for us, right? Finally get on the field to do the thing. So I would just rejoice. Let it happen. If we suck, oh, well, at least we did this experiment for the 6th time in fucking franchise history. Well, next 5 years, we'll go out and get a fucking quarterback in free agency then. We'll just start this process all over again. I think outweighing that I want a Super Bowl now to like we got this finally new toy at quarterback that we can finally experiment with since Christian Ponder and Dante Culpepper. Just watch the experiment and watch it grow. All right, let's just see what happens.
Love it.
Wait, didn't he hold out? I forgot about that, Keith. Didn't JJ McCarthy hold out for his contract?
He did a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, because
He wanted all the money up front, right?
Yeah, he wanted the money up front. It wasn't a holdout. He didn't miss anything. There was rumors that he would hold out.
Right.
He never said he was going to, and he never did. He just needed his money up front so he could buy pizza for the homeless.
Right.
Reasonable. That's good. That's a good reason to have your money. I'm gonna try to use that at the bank.
So I asked if you guys were paranoid at all, worried about it. It seems like there might be some people in the national media that are, because in typical Viking fashion, we won 14 games last year. We seemingly improved our roster. Everybody gives our free agency an A grade, but yet we're still being projected to finish last in our division and have the worst Super Bowl odds in our whole division. What is up with that?
It's stupid. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like, we were okay last year for JJ McCarthy to start for this goddamn football team. But now, since we loaded up, all of a sudden, no, stay away from JJ McCarthy. He's not going to win you nothing. He's going to win you 9 games. Like, come on. The media makes zero sense when it comes to the Minnesota Vikings. What was our power ranking? This is the 10th in the league, yet we're only supposed to win 8.5 games. And the power ranking came from ESPN. Make it make sense. It makes zero fucking sense to me. If we're 10th in the power rankings, we should be winning at least 11 to 12 games.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like,
we went from having Kirk Cousins in the national media having fear of the known because they knew Kirk Cousins, to now they're doing fear of the unknown. Oh, we don't know what you've got for a quarterback.
Does KLC get some credit here, like for what he's done with every quarterback that's walked through here?
Complete disrespect, man.
Not anymore. It was all about it last year, but no, not this year.
Complete disrespect. I mean, let's be honest. Like to Fish's point, McCarthy is the reason. I got people that I'm like talking to that are from New York. I live in New York, right? So I go, yeah, I'm a Viking fan. In fact, I get on a podcast every week, and they're like, oh, who's your quarterback? And I'm like, JJ McCarthy, man. And they're like, Huh?
Really?
Huh?
Who's that?
That's the reaction I'm getting. So the national media for sure is underselling the value of this guy. It baffles me. I'm completely in on this kid running this team, and nobody they're going to be the surprise of the league, or it's going to be, oh yeah, that kid sucked anyway. I can't. That's what this year is going to be.
So, as Cody alluded to, ESPN came out with the first win prediction rankings. I think last year they had like a 5 or 6 wins, so they did actually go up. They put us at 8.5 wins. They got the Lions at 10.5 wins. They got the Packers at 9.5, and they have the Bears also with 8.5. Which that's what irks me the most. Like, I can see you saying that, you know what, they're gonna have a tough time leaping the Lions and the Packers this year. Fine, like that's gonna be a battle. But to say that we're going to be neck and neck with the Bears, or the Bears are going to be better, where does that come from? I know they improved their offensive line. So did we. Like, we had a better free agency period than they did, and we were already a better team than them. What makes us worse than the Bears? Why do we open up at 3,000 odds for the Super Bowl to go all the way to 5,000? If you look at what I got scrolling, no one else had that kind of jump. And we just had one of the best free agency periods. Like, I don't get where the hate's coming from. Is it Sam Darnold?
I got a question for the panel. You think it's because of all the first round quarterbacks that came out and they showed that they are the real deal, and because JJ McCarthy got hurt, that he's kind of forgotten about of one of the first round quarterbacks?
I feel like
Or maybe like you were harping on, Cody, there's always one that's a bust.
Yeah.
So they're saying, okay, that's got to be the one.
So I'll say that it's just Minnesota. Like, the media doesn't really love us unless we have a star quarterback. So right now, JJ McCarthy is an unknown. Yes, he won the national championship at Michigan, but he's still an unknown at NFL level, and he's not ready to give us that love yet. Because, no offense to Minnesota, but out of the major cities in the NFL, it's kind of like they want to give the love to Dallas, New York, California. And like, if you don't have the special players like Justin Jefferson, then they're not going to want to bring the national media to your town to talk about your team, because they'd rather talk about Dallas, what's going on with Dak and all that.
I actually know the real issue, guys. I actually know the real issue. Unbeknownst to us, 2 weeks ago, Robbie was hired by ESPN.
Oh my God!
Oh Jesus!
I was expecting that one.
Fucking Robbie.
Robbie.
Damn, Robbie.
I think like, you're. Go ahead.
No, I think it's like, we just gotta step up. I don't want them to love us. Let them disrespect us, because we always prove that, yeah, we're better than what they say. And the only time we're not is when we fuck up.
Yeah, I think that's a bad assessment of what happens in Minnesota. How about we are the team with the target on our back, and we got the cream of the crop quarterback that everyone wants to have as their son-in-law, and this kid is a superstar. What would that feel like? I mean, honestly, think about that. You know what I mean? Like, this is the kid. I don't know why we can't get behind this kid. If this kid if you really mean what you just said, Shaq, and I know you do, that's what this kid should be. He should be the superstar of the fucking league. And we should be behind him 100%, because he's got star quality, bro. Yeah. That kid on TV doing Domino's commercials. I mean, think about it. This is the kid. This is the right guy to do that with. So I don't know, man. I think we should be behind this motherfucker, and we won't have media fucking problems anymore. I'm sick of hearing all this media problems shit. This is our boy. This is our guy.
I think it's like a new thing too. I mean, again, we've only drafted a quarterback in the first round 6 times, and it's like, oh shit, because they're expecting us to go sign Aaron Rodgers, another veteran free agent quarterback, to lead this Vikings team to the NFC Championship game and lose. Like, that's what the media probably thinks about it. I don't think ESPN was ESPN like in their early stages when we drafted Christian Ponder. Like, I you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how long.
Not a very good example, though.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That kind of proves their point.
to the point that I was having before, Christian Ponder was never. He was like a shark. He had shark eyes. Like he looked dead eyed, right? Like the guy was. I mean, he was smart and you could talk. But when you look at him versus McCarthy, this kid is a fucking star, and we gotta like.
Well, he looks like one.
Can we
He
keep
pulls off the
Christian
look.
Ponder
When he's
and JJ
acting.
McCarthy names away from each other? Please do not mention their names on the same day.
No, they're not even
I
the
do
same
not want to relive
fucking
that
thing.
scenario.
No.
Like,
really
and
don't.
Ponder wasn't even considered a first rounder. Like when he got taken, everyone was like, "What?"
Mhm.
Well, he's got a high football IQ.
He married up
What?
too. He married up too. Fish. He married up.
I can't believe
Yeah.
he kept her after he
Yeah,
got
that-
booted from the league.
His greatest accomplishment is that it's not getting drafted to the NFL or playing, 5 years in the NFL. It's who he married.
Yeah, he outkicked the coverage, bro.
You know what really
100%.
hurts me about Christian Ponder was Adrian Peterson's almost record-breaking year, right? And he wasn't a bad quarterback because of that year either. Then he sits out the fucking playoff game against a team that we just beat. We had to throw Joe Webb's ass in there. Like that was like the last. Oh, you think I'm garbage? This is the last. Fuck you, and I'm out. Like just come on.
I've said it. I've said it a lot of times. I'm gonna say it again. If we would have drafted Andy Dalton instead, we'd probably have a Super Bowl.
Probably would have.
Yeah, I can
That's
see
fair.
I don't know. We
I
didn't
mean,
have
look how
AJ
close we
Green.
look. So what? We had Adrian Peterson.
George
So
Blunt.
you gonna throw the ball to Adrian Peterson?
For a backup quarterback, George. You know what what backup quarterbacks do for this team, all right? Don't dog us for that.
Let's just
All right,
hope
so
Jay- you don't need to hope.
this whole thing
JJ
started. I think we're getting disrespected early, and as Viking fans, we're used to it. I just thought this was a little earlier than normal and at a bad time because a lot of people were praising what we've been doing, and we do have this quarterback coming in who was a top 10 pick. So I think this is a time when people should be kind of high on us. But one thing that could help us raise our odds of winning the Super Bowl is drafting good, like Fish said. And one position where I think we can still use some help would be cornerback. So, Shaq, why don't you tell us about some guys who could make an impact for this team this year?
So moving along to some draft talk, talking about DBs. So our secondary currently is not looking too good. We re-signed Byron Murphy, who's probably going to be our cornerback one still. And then we got Mekhi Blackman coming off for the ACL injury. And we got Isaiah Rodgers, who's maybe going to be our DB2, DB3. So I feel like Minnesota, with our 4 picks, they could go cornerback in the first round or maybe trade back in the second round and still get a cornerback that might be able to be cornerback 2 for us or cornerback 3. And we don't have to rely on Isaiah Rodgers or Okuda. So the first cornerback I'm going to talk about is Azariah Thomas from Florida State. He's 20 years old. He has height. He's 6'2". He's 197. He didn't run in the 40. A lot of players this year, they do the combine. So, maybe he'll run at his pro day. But what I like about him is his size. He could keep up with quick twitch receivers. So receivers that like to do double moves, he won't bite as much. He has great size for press man. He can be a little handsy. So, it comes with the territory of being, a press corner, knowing when to let go of the receiver, and so you don't get flagged. But kind of what we need is a press corner to stop these receivers from getting off the line and disrupting the timing. He's very physical. What he needs to work on, though, as a corner is he got to work on his tackling skills. Like sometimes he does miss tackles like on screens. He has a 12.6% missed tackle rate. But he is a willing tackler. He's not going to just dodge like a lot of people say Cam Bonham does. And this is a cornerback.
I do like his man coverage ability, and he played man coverage about 31% of the snaps, which is pretty high. So and he did well there. Like you said, the tackling might be kind of an issue, but do we want a guy who stops the pass for the run, Shaq?
We need a guy that stops the pass. I'm not really worried about the run. We leave that to the other 10 players on the field. As long as his coverage is good enough to shut down half the field, we'll forgive you for your run ability. But he's a willing tackler, so it's not like he can't develop to become a better tackler. I believe he could be. We could decrease that number. His press technique, while he's good at pressing, he needs to work on his hand placement, knowing where to place his hands, so you get a good jam on the receiver. So you don't like get a face mask, or you make sure you hit him and be able to run with the receiver. So, and the comparison I've seen a lot of people compare him to is Joey Porter Jr. I know that was one of your guys, Keith, and he kind of favors Joey Porter coming out.
Is him and Travis Hunter the only cornerbacks that weren't injured last year coming in this year's draft?
It seems like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like that.
It sure does.
And he's projected to go late second, but he might be. I feel like he might go anywhere from the second round to even slip into the late first. I'll probably take him. If we trade back, I'll take him in the second round.
Okay, cool. That was my question to you: is where do you think this guy falls to, or not falls, but slots to?
Yeah, I definitely take him.
Right now, he's projected somewhere in the second or third round. Sorry.
I can't trust him to be a starting.
Yeah, is that what most of this segment is about? Is like where these guys are they're gonna fall later, a little later than the first or second?
We got some of everything.
I think
cool.
I think Thomas goes ahead of Rebel, or what is his name? The one with the
Siobhan?
Yeah, I think he goes higher than Siobhan in the draft this year.
Ooh,
yeah, we'll get to him. So the next one I have is Jahdae Barron from Texas.
Oh yeah.
He's 23. He's 5'11", so he's not as tall as Isaiah Thomas. But what I like about him, he's feisty. He has that dog mentality from a cornerback position. When he sees the ball going, he's attacking and he's flying to it. He's a good tackling corner. He could play Texas had him playing 3 different positions throughout the years. He played corner, he could play inside, outside, and he could also play a little bit of free safety. I'm kind of projecting he's more so going to probably play more of a slot and outside, or maybe a slot and free safety position for us. Kind of like a Metellus, or, what we have, what's that guy? Lewis Seen was supposed to be doing for us. What Lewis Seen was supposed to be doing for us. But this is a cornerback.
I could totally see him like being a safety for us, like, but not like a traditional safety, like you said, a Metellus type player. Like he's positionless. You put him, in different spots of the field.
And he has great hips. Like he has great cover skills, and he's a tackling corner. So like I don't know what more you could want from a corner. He won the Jim Thorpe Award for basically the best cornerback, and he also was in the running for the Bronco Nagurski Award, which is for just best defender. So that's regardless of position, he was one of the best coming in college. So his pro player comparison is Brian Branch from Alabama, who I kind of wanted, but we still hit on our first round pick. So kudos to that.
Shaq, I got to give you a little credit for bringing up Bronco Nagurski, because I'm sure Brian Peterson popped some wood when you did that.
For those who don't know, best defender. They named the awards after the
No, I know. I just wanted a Brian Peterson us.
So does Barron fit in more as a safety or an actual cornerback?
He's an actual cornerback.
He could play corner. He actually could play corner.
No, he's a corner. I could see in the NFL him like being like a safety or a guy that plays different positions. And the thing about him that's impressive is he really jumped off the charts this season, but he played slot his first 2 years of college. Like this was the first year where he was primarily on the outside, and he rose up the rankings doing that. So like he's pretty good at both the slot or the outside. So you can move him around. You'll be able to move Murphy around.
And he ran a 4.39, which I didn't even see him running. Like add speed to great coverage and tackling, willing tackler. Like he could play corner, he could play safety, whatever you need him to play, he will play it for us at 100%. And he will start. If we draft him, he's starting. That's all I can say. I don't have to worry about him developing next year. He will start for us and make contribution. Next player I have on my list.
I really like this one.
Trey Amos from Ole Miss. He kind of reminds me of a Xavier Rhodes type. He is 6'1", 195, and he is another willing tackler. The kind of theme I'm going for in this draft class for our corners is our cornerbacks are relatively small. The two types of receivers we struggle with is receivers who got height, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's, a lot of corners struggle with in the slot. But what Trey Amos give us is tackling ability from a corner, and he's feisty. He's an outside corner. He's a press man corner, which we need to press at the line of scrimmage to disrupt the timing of the receivers. He's good against screen passes coming from, if they throw a quick pass to the running back or the receiver, he would make sure he'll shut it for a 2-yard gain or a tackle for a loss if we need. My pro player comparison for him is Devon Witherspoon, which I said was, he had smart IQ and he was a tackling corner. He can run a little flat-footed, which is one of his negatives. And he's also a former Alabama corner. Shout out to you, Robbie. You got another one.
Damn, that kind of takes me out.
I think Trey Amos is the best corner in this year's draft next to Travis Hunter, just because of the talent at wide receiver he had to line up against every single week. Like Ravel played for Eastern Carolina. I don't know a wide receiver that comes out of the whatever conference that is that's any good. But I know what the wide receivers that come out of LSU and Alabama and the quarterbacks that he has to go up against, the wide receivers he has to go up against. I think he's probably the best cornerback in this draft next to Travis Hunter.
He's the guy I got my eye on too for the most part. I just think he's the best fit for what we've got in the room already. He's the addition we need to make that room complete. And if we do that, I really love our defense. I love all three lines of that defense. If we get a guy that fits this prototype, I hope he makes it. I hope we do draft this dude.
Yeah, he'll start too. It's just, I feel like cornerback is definitely more of a need. We signed a lot of free agents who kind of fill most of our needs, but if I'm going first round and we can't trade back, I would not mind taking a cornerback in the first round. He's good enough to be a late first round pick, which is kind of considered a second round pick because there's not 32 first round picks. If you know.
Exactly.
So Trey Amos, I'd love to have him on the Minnesota Vikings. He's very aggressive, sticky. It's just, the thing with press corners, we're gonna have to deal with the referees. That's the only thing, the only negatives that's gonna come with him being a Viking is knowing when to not jam the receiver.
It'd be a pretty sick room if they got him, dude. That it would have so much upside, and I love it. I think it makes sense. I think that's what we're gonna do.
Next play I have on the list is go ahead, Keith.
I don't think we take him like at 24. I think this is like a pick that we get if we do trade out of the first round, but we end up getting an early second round pick in that deal.
Great.
Well, what if you can't trade back?
Then Baron.
I think you're going to see a lot of corners fly off the board before.
I do too. I think they're undervalued in the pre-draft stuff.
Yeah, especially with the talent at this year's draft class.
This is the biggest one right here to me, Shaq, because I think he's great. I think he could have been the number one corner outside of Hunter, but there's some concern. Why don't you tell us about that?
So next we have is Benjamin Morrison from Notre Dame. He's 21 years old, 6 feet, and he weighed 193. So Benjamin Morrison, all you need to know is he went against Marvin Harrison Jr. and shut him down. And he was a sophomore going against Marvin Harrison Jr., who was well known at that time as being the best receiver in college. And he shut him down, getting his name known from that. And after that, the rest was history. So what I like about Benjamin Morrison is he has great long speed to keep up with deep threat receivers. He knows when to press and how to press the receivers. Like what I was talking about earlier with Azariah Thomas is using your hands to press the receiver and knowing how to redirect your hips to keep up with them.
Shaq, he was injured though, right? Is there an injury concern here?
Yeah, I was going to say that next. So the reason he's falling though is because he has a hip injury and he missed the last 10 games of the Notre Dame season. So
and that scares me.
That scares me too. Because before the hip injury, he was supposed to go. He was really considered a top 15 player at the time, top 20. So like with the risk of the injury to the hip, it kind of affects his ability. But if he can heal up and we could get him, he does have a knack for finding the football and being a sticky corner, which receivers hate. Like corners who always touching them and like making sure they swat the ball before they can even touch the receiver's hand and get into the receiver's head before, they get started in the game.
I really like him, and I think he's like a player that we can get with that first round grade, but get in the second round. Maybe even the third. Like it depends how worried people are about the hip.
How about his pro player comparison? Andrew Booth Jr. with better ball skills.
See, that's what
Never mind. Never mind.
I don't know if you're gonna bring that up. Hey, but I also saw him comp to Kendall Fuller and Cam Sutton.
When Shaq said his sophomore year he shut down Harrison Jr., I was like, man, I remember having him say, for Andrew Booth's freshman year, he shut down everybody. And I'm like, yeah, we want that guy. And then when we got that, guy.
Wait, but that's different. Shutting down Marvin Harrison Jr. different than whatever Booth was shutting down.
Right?
He's better than Booth. I'll say he's better than Booth.
Wow.
So next one,
we got Notre Dame fans saying no.
Yeah, you know what, dude? That I'm not surprised at that. I have one of my best friends who I was hanging out with tonight is a Notre Dame fan. He makes me try to watch Notre Dame football. I'm like, yeah, I'm out. But I'm like, what about this kid? He's been coming up on a lot of draft picks, and he's like, I don't really know a lot about him. Like he didn't like he has no connection to this kid, which kind of scares me. And this guy wears the Notre Dame hat everywhere he goes.
Like, did he have a drop off the year after he was good? Like Booth?
Nah, he just got hurt. He was rising. He was rising. He was about to be a known corner this year, but he got hurt middle of the season, and then that ruined his draft stock.
Northeast, I need to know why you're saying no. I need to hear your reasoning as a Notre Dame fan why you're saying no.
Yeah, I need to hear that
because
too.
The only thing I'm scared of is the injury, to be honest.
He has, like you saw, he has fluid hips. He can keep up with receivers.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
you said it.
In high school,
Jack. You said it correctly. He had fluid hips.
Yeah, Lenny. I mean, that's true. I said he'd be the top cornerback outside of Hunter in this draft if it wasn't for the injury. I didn't know about the high school one, but yeah, that does scare me. It scares the heck out of me. But okay, I did say second round. I'd take him in the third round.
Yeah.
Like if he's there in the third round, I risk it for that. Especially that comp pick, that all important comp pick. Use that on the Benjamin Morrison. All right, what do you got now?
Next corner I have is who Cody was talking about, Siobhan Revel Jr. from East Carolina. He's 22 years old. He is 6'2" in height and weighs 194. So I know he didn't go to a big school, but the tape is still the tape. And he also did play Michigan when J.J. McCarthy was there. Even though East Carolina lost, he did hold his own against their tight end and their receivers when he played.
Who were the receivers?
Look how big he is.
Look who he looks like. He looks like the kid that got killed in preseason this year.
Kyrie?
He looks like Kyrie. That to me, that's Kyrie right there.
So yeah, he's another corner with great length. He's real physical at the line of scrimmage. He's great at stopping the run and quick in a quick screen game. He's great at using his hands to like shed blocks so he can stop tackle the running back if it's a run play. So he brings great run plays. He brings great defense to the run plays. He's coming off the ACL.
Who's that quarterback through that dump? Oh,
go!
More tape or highlights besides the Michigan game, though.
I mean, why don't you sit back and watch?
Wait,
boy, I love it.
Like he's one of the rising corners too. It's just unfortunately he's coming off an ACL injury. That's literally why his draft stock is falling. He could play a little high on his back pedal. which can be corrected, technique wise. Have our coach tell him to kind of backpedal, choppy steps, so you can keep up with quicker receivers. But that's small things. He also is projected to maybe run low 4.4 or 4.38, which is great speed for a 6'2" corner.
Ooh, he's physical. I like it.
I do too.
He might be this year's Quinyon Mitchell. Who did Quinyon Mitchell cover at Toledo?
Yeah, I mean
but he was almost rookie of the year.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to. I mean, you hit the lottery, you hit a fucking cornerback that doesn't cover anybody in college.
Oh yeah, trust me, I know.
I gotta be honest. I'm almost more excited about these guys. Kind of fit the mold of what we need in comparison to what we have. I like these later round cornerbacks. The more you're showing me this, Shaq, I want like a second, third, fourth, something like that. This makes sense. I get it.
First.
Which is why I'm still thinking the first kid is my pick, David.
Yeah.
Second, third round cornerback, physical, bigger.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
Block like three field goals.
That's really what this whole cornerback list was. All of them have height. We need a physical corner to, keep up with all receivers. And it kind of fits what we need. We have already a slot corner in Byron Murphy and, a kind of versatile defense.
I like it. I like these back guys. I think we should take one in the second, third, or fourth. If we can find a way to get a good pick there.
I think we might have to take one of them in the first because we don't have picks, and if we trade back, they might not be there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, we get one of these guys in the second round for sure. I just don't know which one. It might be the bad hip.
I would agree.
Yeah,
bad hip.
If we could trade back, so that ACL injury gonna scare y'all. I said, so the ACL injury gonna scare y'all?
ACL doesn't scare me as much as a hip these days. No, it doesn't.
Okay. Just checking the atmosphere. So next we have
Stephon Diggs just got $26 million and he's coming off a ACL and he's only like 5 months away from it. Yeah, Shaq, let's go. Let's get the people what they want.
5 months in Tijuana.
Yeah, we get
stem cells.
Stephon Diggs for $5 to $8 million, right, chat?
I knew we could. I knew that was the asking price. Next we have is Maxwell Hairston from Kentucky. He's 21. He's 5'11", and he weighs 183, so he's kind of slim and small. In 32 games, though, he had 6 interceptions and 10 pass deflections, which was solid. He played in SEC. His award, he was the second-team All-SEC in 2023. Shout out to Unk. This is his guy. He has elite speed. Like, you go watch his combine, he kind of catapulted himself into early second, late first category because his combine was that elite, and that's
he was the best at the combine.
Most of the people, because he has a lot to work on, but it's the tenacity that he fights with, and
that's pretty good.
And everybody kind of likes his hustle.
Hey Shaq, let me ask you a question. Do you know what he majored in college?
I don't.
The only reason I'm asking, Maxwell Harrison's his name, right?
Hairston, yes.
Yeah. I knew a guy named Maxwell that majored in medicine once.
Wait a minute. Is that Xavier Worthy and Hairston right there? Or no, is that a die?
No, that's all from this year.
Joseph Adai?
That might be Golden.
Not Joseph Adai.
See, I like what he's doing right here. Every single one of his interceptions in that pass breakup tells me he watches the shit out of film because he's breaking before the ball is even thrown.
Yeah, there's no punt interceptions with this kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a shot.
Yeah, he has great patience when it comes to covering receivers. As you can see, he trusts his speed, so he doesn't bite a lot on a double move. He might struggle to tackle, so that might be a concern if we draft him. And he can play a little high for a shorter corner. And like if you're playing cornerback, you don't want to play too tall because it's hard to kind of backpedal and turn your hips. The closer you are to the ground, the better you're able to turn your hips and keep up. He was second team All SEC in 2023, and he could play outside zone corner. My player comparison for him was Trey Waynes with better ball skills.
I think he
like Trey Waynes.
Trey Waynes.
So did I. Trey Waynes was way better than people gave him credit for.
Nah, we could have had Marcus Peters.
Well, I didn't say that.
But yeah, if we trade back, I'll take him in the second to third round. Like Maxwell Hairston, I'll take him second to third round. But I'd rather have, in the order I have the corners, this is my order. I'm going Jahdae Barron. It's a tie for me between Benjamin Morrison and Siobhan Revel Jr. And then I had Azariah Thomas and finishing off with Maxwell Hairston.
You forgot Trey Amos. Where's Trey Amos go?
Oh, my bad. I skipped Trey Amos.
He goes last.
I had him fourth. I had Trey Amos fourth. So he's right behind Benjamin Morrison and Siobhan Revel Jr.
I mean, I'd be happy if we got any of these cornerbacks. It just really depends where we get them. I think Barron really is the only one that I'd want in the first round. Like, if we're at 24 and he's still there and we take him, I'm going to be pretty stoked about that. If we took any of these other cornerbacks at 24, I'd probably be lukewarm to it. But like I said, if we trade, like I expect us to, if we trade back and out of the first and we take any of these other guys in the second round, I'm good with it.
Yeah, and we don't really need them to be an elite shutdown corner, because if our pass rush is what it needs to be, we just need them to be not ass. That's what it basically boils down to. Just don't be ass. And, you know, if you're elite, thank God. If not, just don't be ass and let the pass rush do what it do.
I love that, Shaq. That's a great take right there. That's 100% right.
All right. Well, thank you, Shaq. I think that was awesome. I mean, I do think we have a great chance at getting a cornerback. And after free agency, I do think that's still a position of need. It's either that or the trenches, right? I mean, I don't know that we necessarily need to go offensive line in this draft early. Like, we can maybe, mess around with one in the 5th or 6th round or something like that. Defensive tackle, I'm open to it early. But I think cornerback might be the biggest need. Would you guys agree with that?
Room. Look at our cornerback room. That's all I'm saying. Look at our cornerback room.
Why don't we try this?
Jack Griffin.
What?
Hey, what is that?
Can we see this? Hey, in the chat, we've never done this before, so let us know if you're able to see this or not able to see this.
So I will say this. If you're a long-time listener from last year, MVFU, we predicted the Minnesota Vikings' first 2 picks before the draft happened with a mock draft. And we only did 1 mock draft last year. And we got both the first 2 picks right.
Yep. So how should we do this? Should we go like towards PFF ranking or the public or right in the middle?
Right in the middle. Matter of fact, a little closer to PFF.
Nah, keep it in the middle toward or more, because PFF bases this on grades.
I actually don't like PFF because I did it all the way to PFF just to check, and it had like Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward going in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
So, the reason I say a little bit closer to PFF is because with the public knowledge, as you can see, it's a crapshoot with what the public knows about football. A lot of people don't even watch the sport. They just have an opinion, watch a little bit of highlights, and then be like, yep, I know everything I need to know.
So we got
a PFF a little bit of credit.
We got a little bit more towards PFF than half. So we'll go with that. And let's enter this draft.
We're really doing a draft? This is great.
We doing a draft.
Yeah,
Trade up.
Wait till our pick, and if Luther Burden's still on the board, trade Baltimore because they need a wide receiver.
All right, we're just going through it to get to our pick.
Yeah, man.
All right, so we're on the clock with some pretty good names there. We got Walter Nolan, we got Omari Hampton. Do you want to get crazy and go with Colston Loveland to give JJ McCarthy his tight end back? Gray Zabel's right there.
My boy.
Derek Harmon.
Oh, Derek Harmon's a top 30
What kind of
visit.
trade you got available, Keith?
Is Luther Burden still on the board? A wide receiver.
Who? You want to go wide receiver round 1?
No, I want to trade Baltimore for their pick because they need a wide receiver.
Oh, they still got Shador there. But nah.
No, he's not there. It doesn't look like.
Nope.
These are the wide receivers.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
do you want to see? We got one trade. Do you want to see what that is?
yes.
It's from the Dolphins so they have their next pick is pick 48.
Damn. That's
You want to drop the? I mean, we have to drop the 48 and take probably 98 and 116, or we have to pick at 24.
We picking at 24.
No,
Right, so.
do a real life scenario because we trade back, we're going to get fleeced. Just make it real. It's Quessy we're talking here.
So get fleeced?
Yeah, get fleeced. That's what
Come on, man.
All right, so like, who do we like here? So we just talked about cornerbacks. Let's see which ones are still there. So we got Amos, Harrison, Revel, Thomas, Moore. They're all there, except for Barron, obviously.
Bro, I'm telling you, we're gonna
very
get one
good.
of them. We're gonna get one of them in the 3rd round. Just so you know.
Go back to defensive tackle.
Derek Harmon, top 30 visit.
We got Walter Nolan. We got Derek Harmon and Darius Alexander. So the thing here is, since we're sticking to picking at 24, our next pick isn't until 97.
Yeah.
Yippee!
Hey, let's take a flyer. What happens at linebacker this early?
Let's take linebacker.
Let's just look at it. Just look
I don't
at
know
it.
any of these. I don't know any of these guys. I don't know linebackers. I haven't looked into that yet.
I know Alabama has a linebacker, but I don't think there's one worth taking.
Hey, Keith, you
we
said
kinda
that
set
if
a
we were to
linebacker.
trade back with the Dolphins, we'd be at 48 and 98 or 48 and 97.
48, and then their next pick is 98. I bet you we can get like 48, 98, 116, and 135.
Let's do it. Do it. Do it.
We're gonna lose all those guys.
No, we're not. We're still going to get
Okay.
a couple of it. We're going to get one of them in the 2nd round and at least another one in the 3rd.
It's funny, but it's
Okay.
not realistic.
Bro, we could take their whole draft.
Yeah, right.
Let's get realistic.
Let's be realistic. How
Let's
far
get
do you guys want
pleased.
to take this? Do you want to
Derek
take 4?
Harmon, Derek
You want to
Harmon.
take 4 picks from them?
So I'm torn between taking Derek.
They're
Harmon
offering the
and
trade.
taking
We're
back.
not.
Yeah, but
Just go Derek Harmon.
He's a top
Shaq,
30.
you-
Good,
Wait,
Keith.
wait,
you wanna
wait.
draft?
Wait. Let's be smart about this. I want their fucking number 1 pick next year as well. If they're going to give us that much, what does that
That's
look
not going
like?
to happen.
That
Well,
was
come on, let me see it.
It's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Take their
How's
number
the
two,
phone
take their round 2 pick next year, Keith.
We could take their round 2 next year and probably 3 picks this year. 48,
Fuck
98,
yeah.
and
That's
116.
the trade, man. Now that's smart trading right there.
But
Do
Shaq
it.
wants to take Derek. Shaq wants to take Harmon.
I'm going to take Harmon too, just because he's a top 30 pick. We picked
Keith,
both.
you're the tiebreaker.
I'm
Last
saying we need a starter, and Derek Harmon's worth taking the 1st round at
Oh,
that
yeah.
pick.
Oh, yeah. I'm good with that, too. Take Harmon.
All right.
And
I'm
he's
gonna
not
let,
injured.
I'm gonna let, you know what? I'm gonna let Shaq and Cody be the captains on this one, and then next week I'm gonna let Ronaldo and Fish be the captains.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck it. Go Harmon.
Yeah, Derek
We're
Harmon.
gonna talk about Harmon next week when I do defensive tackles.
Go Harmon, man.
To Derek
It's like,
Harmon.
no Harmon, no foul. All right. Now all the way to 97. That's the part that sucks about not trading, is that we're probably missing out on a lot right now. Don't call me Shirley.
That's what
Him
free
and-
agency was for.
Him and Jane T are the only projected 1st round top 30 visits that we've had.
Let's see if any of our
Right.
cornerbacks are still there, but it's not looking good.
Let's see.
They're all gone.
Ooh, I know who I want out of here, but
I mean,
Yeah, I know. But
who, Dorian Strong?
Dorian Strong.
I was going to give him an honorable mention, but yeah, all of our cornerbacks are gone by pick 97, and I don't think that's unrealistic in a real draft.
No,
So that's why we're trading back. There's no way we can
How about
go
defensive
24 to
tackle?
97.
we got 2
What about
trades here.
offensive-
Though.
what about
You just-
offensive Interior offensive line.
I think that's right,
line.
Shaq. Yeah, I think that's right. And D
Look at who's
tackle,
there.
didn't we just take a tackle, Fish?
Oh,
Yeah, but I just wanted
There we
to see
go.
who was left.
Deion
Deion
Walker.
Walker. Deion
Look at
Walker.
that.
Build the trenches. Deion Walker.
Who's there at guard?
So here's the offensive line. I don't
We
know
can
them.
even go Anthony Belton. We can move him to guard. I know Bernardo would love that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I definitely think we trade back, man.
Ooh, Willie Lampkin and the next pick.
Wait a minute. I want to see wide receiver.
Here you go,
All
wide
right.
receiver too.
I want to bring up this too. So there's the running backs.
Yeah. I like that
Which
too.
that's already gotten thin too. I mean, there's a couple there, but
There's a
none
top
that I would
three.
take right now.
I
Bro,
see
that
a
means there's a receiver sitting there. Watch.
I see
Oh,
a top 30 running back.
Nah.
This is your running backs and your wide receivers on the screen right now.
Where's that SMU kid, Brashawn Smith, top
Wow.
30 pick, top 30 visit?
wow.
Brashard
Right
Smith
there.
is there. I'm not.
No,
go
that
down.
sucks. That sucks too.
Well, it won't be right now, not this pick.
I think I would take Dorian Strong, but this is Cody and Shaq. This is Cody and Shaq.
Who's the cornerback? Who's the corner?
Dorian Strong.
We got Dorian, we got Kobe Bryant and Mel Dotson, Zy Alexander.
I like no Williams. All right, go back to running back.
Yeah, man.
I'm waiting
Right.
on running.
Let me just say, this is the best mock draft I've ever seen anywhere. This is, if you're not enjoying this as a Viking fan, you're an idiot. This is a good mock draft right here.
I'd go to trades. What are people offering here? Do they offer you anything?
Yeah. So we can trade back with Baltimore. We can get 129 from them. 136, 176.
Yeah, let's
183.
make it realistic. I want 129, 176.
But we can get 129 and 136.
Yeah, I would take that one too. That's what me.
And that's gonna be our best option. Otherwise, we have to trade the Bears for 148.
Yeah, Bears.
Yeah, we could take that trade.
Okay, when you pull it up, let's review what we've already picked so far really quick.
We've only picked
2.
Harmon.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you guys want to make this trade?
Yeah, we need picks.
What?
All right.
Wait,
I mean, we
what?
already drafted.
Yeah, right, Fish. Now we need picks.
We already drafted, so we need more picks now.
Ooh, Willie Lampkin still there?
Here's what you're looking at, cornerback.
I see we got Denzel Burke, Jalen Smith.
We don't. I knew you were gonna say Jalen Smith.
Ooh, we can get Jalen. Let's go get Willie Lampkin, then Jalen Smith, then circle back with Brashad Smith out of SMU.
They got Bayshawn Tutton.
Yeah, he's still there.
Tun's still there.
Yeah.
We got how's that Iowa guard corner?
Kobe.
Kobe.
Willie Lampkin's the better one.
Does he play left guard?
He plays whatever position you need him to play. Welcome to the pros.
Fuck it.
What do you
Go
say,
Willie
Shaq?
Lampkin. Go Willie Lampkin. We need a guard competition.
Willie Lump it is. All right, and we're back on the clock at 136.
Go.
Quinn Ewers.
Do it.
I love it.
We could go Khalil Mullins. He's a power back from Michigan. Go up.
There's that top 100, top 30 visit right there.
See, like you said, Cody, like this to me, it's a pretty shallow draft. It's about 80 players deep, and that's why I'm trading out of 24, and I'm getting as many second and third rounders as I can for that thing.
So I will go. Oof. Is that really the top running backs? Damn, they gone.
The running backs are gone. This is what you got. I mean, you still got Cody's guy here.
Yeah.
You got ETN who you could probably get later. Our next pick. We pick again in 3 picks. So you don't have to be too cute here.
Y'all
you
shouldn't be stressing too hard about this one.
Yeah, the top 30 pick is right there. Or the top 30 guy visit.
You might have to take him now though, because he's the 4th, the best one available.
Yeah,
I would not mind taking Riley Leonard and then trading his ass in 2 years.
Yeah, running back isn't a bad pick here, in my opinion. Too.
I mean, if you want Broussard, you might have to take him now.
Is he? What type of back is he? Is he a scat back, Cody?
I don't even know. I just know we draft our top 30 visits.
We do that. That's true.
Yeah, so I'll say, fuck it. Go Broussard Smith. He came in for the visit. He liked the facilities.
He loved the facilities. And we're back on the clock.
Give me Quinn Ewers.
Really?
What round is it? 5th? Hell yeah.
We don't got a backup.
To a 3rd round pick.
He is our backup.
He is our backup now. There we go. I mean, what's the difference of trusting J.J. McCarthy and Quinn Ewers? They haven't played a single down in the regular season. Let's do it.
And now you're getting to names I don't know. I think I've heard of Ransall.
Yeah, I heard of Ransall.
Ransall.
Oh, draft Todd Felton. Some Maryland receiver.
Felton. At this point, I just want to see what the grade. I think that's our last pick. All right.
Bro, this is going to be our coverage. This is going to be this podcast coverage on day 3. Who the fuck is that guy?
David, there's a strong possibility it could be that on day 2.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That is the most fucked up part about it is when we look at it, we're like, yo, who the fuck did we draft?
Hold on, y'all. I'm pulling up YouTube.
This is what I don't like about PFS grading. Like, if you draft a good player, they're like, well, this player was available and he was listed higher. So what?
We drafted for need.
They gave us a B+ on Harmon. You got a C+ on Willie Lampkin. B+ on Broussard. C+ on Ewers. Rinaldi and Fish, you guys might want to team up and strategize before you guys come in.
No,
we're gonna blow this thing out of the water.
And a B, bottom 28% of Viking drafts.
What they know? That's the Super Bowl roster right there.
Hey,
Hey, Cody, way to go, bro.
Hey, I did well. I got a B+, a B+, a C+.
What they say?
I will say this. Hey, I will say this, that, Thor Nystrom, he goes on Purple Day sometimes and he has his own little mock stuff. He does mocks all the time. And he's actually really plugged in with the players. Like, this is what he does. He gets C's and D's all the time.
Yeah.
So,
no, it's fair. That's fair.
It's just fun. It's just
David,
fun.
Let's trade back, get as many draft picks as we can, and just take defensive tackles.
One of them's got a hit, right?
Yep. One of them got shit. Fucking somebody out there.
No, man. Me and you are going to take a dartboard and we're going to throw at random shit with our blindfolds on. Whatever we hit, we'll win.
So I got you next week. Let's do the tackles.
The next draft we should do. Let's just do what everybody else does that are in the chat is pick the best available on the top of the list every single time it comes up. I think that's the way to do it. And I think you get this.
Yeah, you can trick the system, and you know what? The system's training us. Fuck the system. I like your D draft better than the A+ draft. I don't really care, dude. No, honestly, I think it's really. If you get value out of your fucking draft, that's all you're looking for. Who cares?
We should do it.
That was fun. That was fun, and the grade doesn't matter. But I think that just shows. I mean, I know it's a freaking mock. It's fake. But that just shows we can't just pick at 24 and then wait till 97.
Yeah, you can't do it, dude.
We can't. There's just no way. There's no freaking way.
It's so funny we did it live. That's cool.
You can. If we get a I don't want to say shutdown corner.
You get Barron. Barron's the only one.
If we get
Barron's the only corner
in our first pick, we're not going to complain. If we don't have to worry about him always getting burnt deep, or what Cody's saying, Caleb Evans. Well, we forget those worries. We get a cornerback who can play opposite Byron Murphy, and we get the pass rush going.
Lenny, you could have done that, but Kwesi couldn't have. That's the problem. I mean, we could have took a whole fucking team's draft for trading back. The trade doesn't make the trades are just ridiculously stupid.
We got
So
Derek Carr.
Hey, you did it. Well, yeah, anybody could do it. We could took their whole fucking draft and been A+. Yeah, make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Hey, David, will you entertain the notion next week of having Keith run the first round a little slower to maybe possibly trade up?
Did I didn't mean to not
you
make
want
us trade up. Yeah.
Wait, you want to trade up?
Yeah, I'm all
said
right
it.
with trading up. Why not?
You're trying to stockpile comp picks, but now you're trying to give picks away.
Fuck them picks.
And maybe even.
And we know
trade
why
up
you're trying to do that.
first.
You're trying to do that for one player, and you're gonna have to trade a hell of a lot to get that one player, Fish.
I didn't know if
Hey,
Fish
I'm not
had a
gonna
one
spoil it.
player.
Hey, Keith, next
I'm not gonna
week,
spoil it.
we're the
I'm not
GMs.
spoil it.
We'll worry about that.
Yeah. Hey,
You just run the- you just run-
and you know what I am?
just
You know what I
run
am? I'm the media, and I critique.
Okay.
All right. And I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not saying the name. Just I see where you're going.
I didn't know you had one though. I'm interested to find out who it is.
There's actually two that if they came out of the top 10, I'd be willing to go get them.
I don't know who that is.
I'll tell you.
Did they go to the same school?
Gianti and Grant.
Really?
See, I got my concerns.
Spoiler alert!
I got my concerns about Jonty now. Like, he's fumbled the ball 10 times in 3 years. Like, now I'm like, maybe he isn't that back.
Man, AP fumbled the ball 10 times in 2 games.
Yeah, but he also played in the Big 12.
I'm talking about for the Vikings.
This is.
Yeah.
Fish,
Well,
I don't know if I can go with you on that. We're going to have major discussions. I'm going to put some tariffs on your ideas. That's what I'm going to do. And see if I can
Give me a
use them as
limit,
leverage.
like, okay, if they get it to this pick, you'd consider it, okay?
What's in it for me? That's all I care
I
about.
see a divorce coming. I see a
Well,
divorce
I don't know
coming.
because I know that you sent Keith a picture of your new car, but your homeboy has not seen a picture of your new car yet. I don't know if there should be anything in it for you.
You haven't seen it?
It's beautiful.
It's okay. It's not that great.
Okay.
It's cool, but it's not that cool. Yeah.
I'll put it up right now.
Go for it. It doesn't matter.
License plate 2, Keith, please.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
but yeah.
Exactly.
No, never mind. I can't do it because I don't got time to edit it out. So, speaking about the draft, we actually had a couple questions, and one came from our buddy Lincoln, who I don't even think is here, but he said, with the draft coming up, are you guys content taking best player available, or do you think we need to focus on a certain area like cornerback or the trenches with our first pick? Like, is there an area like our first pick, we need to take that, or are you okay taking the best available player? Like, what if McMillan fell, the wide receiver, to 24? Would you take him, best player available, or do you think there's areas we need to concentrate on?
I don't think McMillan will be in the I mean,
just
to me, McMillan is not. He had two or three good games, and that's what made him explode. He had that national spotlight of over the 200 some yards receiving, right? And I would go BPA if one of the 5 players in this first round that are meant to go in the first round drops back to us, and that's my opinion because I do think this class is weak. But if I trade out, because I think you can get the same value at pick 7 than what you can get in the second round in this year's class. That's just my opinion. So I would trade.
You're not thinking like the Vikings should go into this draft thinking, all right, we really need to get a cornerback. Like, it's just whoever there. If it's a running back that falls, take the running back. If Jackson Dart falls, take Jackson Dart.
No, because Jackson Dart.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding on that one.
To me, BPA runs out when first round talent runs out. That's when BPA runs out. Other than that, you're just drafting for like, okay, it's depth. We're looking for depth, or maybe this guy will be a solid starter. I look at Abdul Carter right now, and I think he is going to have a career like Jadeveon Clowney. Like, it's going to be a solid career, but it's nothing that pops out on you on the board. There's not a single player on here besides probably Travis Hunter, and I have my doubts on Jainty because of the fumble issues they're the only ones that pop out for me on this whole board as legit first-round talented players. Because you've got Kenneth Grant, like Fish wants. He's overshadowed by another guy in Michigan. What about the other guy in Michigan? Why wouldn't you go get him? So there's those things out there, and to me, the class is just.
Believe me, if Mason Graham fell to 11, I'd be like, just sit down and shut up, Rinaldi. We're trading up. I don't care.
There's nobody I would trade up for in this draft, really, honestly.
I feel like if you could guarantee me you fix a position, I'll trade up for it.
Bingo.
Like if we trade up for a player, they have to fix a need. It can't be maybe he fixed a need. It has to be a guarantee. And the draft's not a guarantee, but it need to be at least 80-20 that is the guarantee that he hits. And we don't have to worry about that position for the next 5 years.
I think we stepped up in the last draft, and we don't need more of that development kind of player. That guy with a high ceiling, but maybe a little bit lower floor. I don't think that's what they're after this year. If they pick early, I think that they're going to pick somebody that's an immediate starter, period, end of story. And that could be in a number of different positions. I don't think that, and if they can't get that, that's when they trade back. That's my take on it.
So that's actually my next question is, if the Vikings were to trade back, and we're talking about trading back out of the first round, what kind of compensation would you be expecting to come back in return?
Okay, I think that there needs to be 2 trade backs for it to work like that, okay?
Ooh, let's hear
I
it.
think if we could trade back later into the first round, like 31 or 32, if one of those teams wants to play ball, we could pick up a second-round pick.
Okay.
But then we have to trade back again into the second round to hopefully pick up another late second or early third round pick. If we get the early third round pick, then we use that and we actually trade back into the second.
Well, Leonard, that's what I'm asking. It depends how far back you go, obviously, but I'm just saying, for you to consider trading out of the first, what would you want back? Like, to me, a minimum is, honestly, I want 3 picks in the second and third round, and at least one of them has to be a high pick in the second.
I think we need 2 in the second. We've got to work it out to get 2 in the second, because as you guys just demonstrated on your mock draft, once we got to pick 97, it was like, oh God, all the people we've talked about and wanted are gone.
To be fair, that is a third round pick technically, but technically it's the first pick of the fourth round also. 97.
Yeah. And we haven't really scouted the rest of the players there on the draft board, right? So like the guys that we could have got, maybe they're the same talented caliber players as those guys that we did draft. I don't think we get multiple like seconds and thirds for that first round pick. I think we get a second and a fourth, and by trading back, I think that's what we get.
I mean, that's what Fish was kind of saying, Boyd, and I can see Kwesi trying to pull this off. I can see him trying to trade that first round pick multiple times. You know, to like what you said, Fish, trade back from 24 to 28, 28 to 32, 32 to pick up a second rounder, you know.
No. I think we get the same.
Why are you saying no, Jack? I'm not saying let's go get a bunch of like fourth and sixth rounders or anything like that, but if we get stocked up in the second and third round,
if we trade back and what is the best player available is not what we need, and we traded back, so now we're forced to pick a player we don't need, and he might not start, which we're so accustomed to our rookies not starting. I'd rather get a player I know that could start this year. I'm not talking about next year or the year after. I need players that could start this year. And it's not that many.
But we've talked about 5 or 6 running backs and 6 cornerbacks that we'll be able to draft with those picks that we trade back to, aside from a couple of them that are going in the first round.
Matter of fact, one of those second rounders you said would start for us.
Yeah, I'll take a cornerback and running back instead of pick 24
if they're there.
I don't think a running back would start for us right away based on who we've got in the room.
They don't need to.
No.
That's awesome.
That's why we're not drafting a running back early.
Yeah, but everything you guys are talking about makes a lot of sense. Nobody has a bad point in that, but I think that the value of a trade is really hard to judge because if you're on one side of the trade, you're not getting enough, and if you're on the other side of the trade, you're not getting enough, right? So there's a point in between where you have to determine how you win or lose any kind of a trade, and I don't think that that's ever an equitable situation when you evaluate it once it's done. In other words, if you made a trade and got 3 picks, you could easily fucking argue how horrible a 3rd, 4th, and 5th round pick is versus a one great 1st round pick that we haven't had. It's all subjective, man, and the valuation I think is way off the charts. The Jimmy Johnson chart, all this stuff, it's not relevant and that's why people don't like metrics. So I defer to scouts. The more I move forward, you got to see football players and you got to know how they fit in your scheme, and that's really at the end of the day what we should be thinking about.
I like Lenny's question.
Question real quick.
Does Harmon start? Yeah.
Yes, 100%. He would start over Harrison Phillips.
Oh, I don't know about that.
He should. He should.
Let me answer a question real quick for Too Evil, Too Hope. Since his first draft, how many times has Kwesi traded back? He did it in his first draft.
Yeah.
That was it.
And then in the second draft, he stayed and picked. And in the third draft, he traded up.
He traded up. So he's kind
We
of
don't have a history of him trading back other than his first draft, which we can all admit was not a good draft. But
and if there's a trade comp for if we wanted to trade back this year, I think that very first draft would be the trade comp. Would we trade out of 14 for 32 and a second? Right? And we got a 4th, I think, too. Like, I think that would be the trade comp. What we'd get.
Well, you can't say that because the Lions are on record, Cody, saying that they were waiting for Kwesi to ask for their next year's first, and he never asked for it, and they were going to give it.
I just see that. Like, we got pick 32, pick 40 something and then a 4th round. I think that's what we could kind of see out of this year for trading. Like, we trade out of 24, get an early 2nd, and then a 3rd, and then a 6th. You know, like that. I see that happen
because the hype's not there with this draft. Like last year's draft had like 5 quarterbacks who was top 10 worthy. And this year's quarterback class is not really pushing the draft up. What basically having this draft be good is the cornerbacks, the defensive tackles, Travis Hunter, and then you have a couple edges, and that's basically this draft class. A couple star players here and there, but it's mostly getting carried by the cornerbacks and defensive tackles. This is the draft where you want to get a defensive tackle or cornerback. And even a running back. There's a lot of running backs in this draft, which all positions the Vikings could go. That's why I'm not worried, whether it be 4 picks or 12 picks.
Mm-hmm. I just don't think there's aurora around any player. Like last year, there was like 10 to 12 players that were like, yeah, well, that's a good dude. That's a good dude. That's a good dude. This year, we're looking at like we're trying to nitpick out of a bunch of corners and then Kenneth Grant and we haven't mentioned Derek Harmon that much, and that's it. That's like that's what we're getting at. Like, there's no aurora around a certain player in this year's draft that makes you want to get out of your seat and give me that guy. There's maybe 1 or 2.
So there's been a lot of talk about Kwesi, and Alex actually asked us, some GMs are actually better than others at evaluating talent, or is the draft just basically a crapshoot?
I'll say
it's not just the GM. I mean, there's a whole team.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think he's made some bad decisions, like in his movement and what he's done. Go back to that first draft. But other than that, I mean, when we saw Brian Asamoah's film, it was like, oh, hell yeah, this guy attacks. He's got good ball instincts, and then he could just never get on the field.
Yeah, he's the reason we got rid of Eric Kendricks, according to a lot of fans. He could take Eric Kendricks' job.
Yep.
Eric Kendrick's available right now.
He is?
Yeah, he is.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's hard to say, like, oh, he can't evaluate talent, but then you see what he brings in a free agency, and then people don't want to give him the credit for what he does in free agency, but they want to give him all the blame for what happened in the draft. It's just funny how that kind of works.
See,
it's like he's drafting, but he's not getting free agents.
Well, my opinion on Kwesi is you literally missed out on a top 5 no shit player in a draft when he was there, and then you traded back and you went after the same position, a guy that was never meant to be in the first round. That is my issue with Kwesi. Like Kyle Hamilton was probably, I think, was ranked as high as 3rd on a lot of draft boards, the 3rd best player in the draft, and Kyle Hamilton was there. And you moved back and you went after the same position in Lewis Cine is my issue.
Wait, Cody.
I'll go you one better, Cody. I saw someone that said he was the
Jr.
best football player in the draft that year.
Yeah. And you totally just whiffed on it. Like, and I think he was trying, new GM, he's trying to get cute with it. Hey, maybe we need to supplement more positions. We need to fill these guys in. And he kind of like, okay, that didn't work. I'm just going to stick and pick this next time. That's kind of working. We kind of got that. Addison might be a 1,000-yard receiver come 2026, depending on his 3 games he's missed. But then this year he went after it. He's like, I'm trading up. I'm getting my quarterback of the future, and I'm getting an edge. Those are the 2 most dominant positions next to left tackle in all of football, and I'm going to trade up. I'm going to make sure I have that solidified. And that's maybe he's turning a page. Maybe we see something better, but with 4 picks this year from Kwesi.
Yeah. And I think it is based on talent because it's a crapshoot at the end of the day, but sometimes the talent is clear to see. Like you could see, like we talked about JJ McCarthy being in this draft. Even if the draft is a crapshoot, we all would think JJ McCarthy go first overall in this draft. Why? Because the talent what he showed at Michigan is kind of better than the talent that's showed in this draft. And he's a quarterback, so it boosts the talent, the stock of, the draft pick. Yeah, he is a stock trade guy, and he does do a lot of day trading and stuff.
Yeah, he should have listened to an actual stockbroker though at that moment. Like everyone's putting money down on the big stock. You should have bid after it. You just bet on Wells Fargo after the data leak.
He got Ryan Grigson, as his mentor.
And then Alex also asked, do you guys think that we're going to see more Dallas Turner this year, or is he still going to our elite edges?
I think we see a lot more Dallas Turner. You have to see a lot more Dallas Turner this year. Yeah, you paid a premium to go get Dallas Turner. You got to start showing it,
So, where would Dallas Turner be?
Safety.
So yeah, I'm trying to figure out where he would be because if we have Grenard and Van Ginkel on the field, and then we already signed Jonathan Allen to be a defensive end in the 3-4, and we got Harrison Phillips, and we also got Javon Hargrave. It's kind of like where are we putting Dallas Turner in? Is he filling in for when they get tired because they are veterans, or is he actually going to have a starting role? Kind of replacing, we probably take Metellus off the field and have an extra edge on the field.
I think it's situational, but maybe the situation pops up more than it did last year.
So someone's
got to take Patrick Jones snaps too.
Mm-hmm.
How about this, Shaq? It's an obvious passing down, and Phillips comes out. Grenard moves into his spot, and Dallas Turner gets on the edge outside of him.
That works.
I'm about to put some twins on.
What up, Lenny?
What's going on?
Twins.
Oh my God.
The same guy?
Does that mean in a different dimension or what?
I told you I'm about to put some twins on. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
What's up, Master Blaster? You didn't like the mock, huh? You didn't like the mock, Lenny?
I would have traded back.
I
But
get that.
it's all good. It's a mock draft, man. It's all good. It don't matter.
And we got our ceiling fan. Look at that.
Oh Lord. Crazy
There's a
stuff.
lag.
Is that on the TV?
No, it's on Grizzly Bear. I don't know if you know
He's watching himself through his own TV.
He's like, damn, I look good.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
on
Yeah.
TV.
Yes.
We
We're on the
live.
big screen, baby.
We're
We
not.
made it. We made it.
What's up, man? So, Lenny, what do you want to get on here and scold us about this time?
Oh, I don't want to scold you guys. I just think that we put too much of the Kwesi as a talent evaluator guy, and he's more of a he's definitely in charge of the trades and moving around and getting draft picks. And I do believe that first draft he was drinking water out of a fire hose going at full blast, and he definitely messed up. I feel like he's gotten better. I mean, granted, he probably didn't need to trade up to 10 to get JJ, but in my opinion, trade up to get the guy you want that's left. I don't hate it, and I like JJ. I think JJ is gonna. He's just got something about him that I don't think we've had in a quarterback in my lifetime. I haven't seen it, to be honest with you. So
Wild to say.
I'm not mad that we traded
do
up
I
to get JJ.
love the Dallas Turner trade up with everything that we gave up to get up to 17? But he showed some stuff last year. Granted, he didn't play a lot, but I don't know. In my opinion, it is what it is. I mean, it's hard to say it was a bad trade up to get Turner. I mean, the kid's only 21 years old last year. I mean, Kwesi's first round draft picks, the average age is like 21 years old. So he goes for those young guys in that first round so they can develop and they have time and whatnot. So I don't know.
Hey,
So what you
Quasi.
saying? Kwesi like him
When we
now.
first traded up for Turner, I was all for it. And then after the season, I looked back and saw, damn, we gave up that much. Because when we drafted Turner, I mean, that was pretty late in the first round, and we were all actually feeling really good at that point. And I never really went back and looked what we even gave up. It's like, I didn't care. We got Dallas Turner. But then I go back and look like, damn, that kind of was a lot.
That was.
I mean, he can still make up for it. He can still make up for it. Like you said, he's young, and the potential's still there. And he did show some stuff in the limited time that he played. Like he got to the quarterback a couple times, got sacked, he had a nice interception. He showed he's a football, and he's just young. He's still a little bit raw.
Yeah, and that I do believe that they want him to play more off the ball like Van Ginkel did. I honestly think that he's going to replace Ginkel next year. I don't know if we're going to have to re-sign Ginkel after this year.
Yeah, I have to see that.
I mean, if you,
I thought this year.
as of right now, has Kwesi drafted well at all? I mean, you could say Jordan Addison. He's looking at a 3-game suspension. He's been injured. Hasn't had 1,000 yards yet. He's going on his.
Oh wait, are you going to call Addison a bad pick right now?
No, I'm not calling Addison a bad pick right now at all. I'm saying as this point right now, has Kwesi drafted well? This point right now.
I mean, the only draft you can really go off is the 22 draft, and the 22 draft was fucking awful.
Yes, but you still got 2 years of a wide receiver too not hitting 1,000 yards because of
but who else in that
year?
Who else in 23 has done anything though?
What?
Well, who else did we draft in 23?
See, if we can't remember, then
Ingram. We got
Ingram. We got
Ingram was 22.
Yeah, Ed Ingram. We got a 6th-round pick for him though.
Ingram was 22. Ingram was a second-round pick.
Blackman, I think that draft. Blackman?
Yeah, we did get Blackman. Yeah, that's true. Okay,
but he hasn't for his ACL.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's. I think 23 is out for debate.
Hey, George, catch me on the ice.
Like, really
Notice, George, he is standing against the wall.
Well, I'm taking the picture.
Like, T. Higgins is sitting behind Jamar Chase, and he's had 1,000 yards since he's entered the league. Like, is Jordan Addison really a solid pick? Like, a legit good pick? Hasn't 1,000 yards.
Okay. How many touchdowns did Justin Jefferson have in his first 2 years, and how many does Addison have?
Yeah,
touchdown get you more points than yards.
Yeah, but I need a wide receiver too, also that can stay on the field.
I need a wide receiver too that gets the touchdowns while JJ's racking up the yards, and he does that.
There's been times Jordan Addison has been open, he just didn't get the ball. I feel like Jordan Addison is easily a 1,000-yard receiver.
But he's not going to get it next year because he's missing 3 games. Also,
I feel like he can miss 3 games and still get 1,000 yards. If JJ McCarthy is like that and get him the ball, Justin Jefferson and Addison will both have 1,000 yards. Matter of fact, Justin Jefferson, Addison, and TJ Hawkinson will all have 1,000 yards. That's how good I feel like our offense
should have saved that one for about 20 minutes from now.
Yeah,
don't worry, I got more.
Like Joe Burrow. Yeah, I'm all for it.
Where'd Keith go?
He disappeared.
Boy.
Yeah, but most of his rookie year doesn't still matter to what he's put on the field so far. He's got, I mean, we've had issue. Addison's an issue kind of right now.
Yeah, he is. He's the best of what we got. He's the best of what we got, so we got to make it worth it. Until we draft in the draft this year, and we also got Dallas Turner and JJ McCarthy.
I mean, one more off the field hiccup, that's a full year suspension. So, like, go, yeah, I gambled on that. I mean, that's cool.
No, Cody, to your point, he's not doing that part of his job well. He's been great with the agents, but he's not doing that part. We need him to do that part well to be a Super Bowl contender perennially, because he can free agent us to have a 1 year, shot at it, which he might have done this year. But in order for us to be able to say every year, he's got to start hitting in the draft. That is if he still has his job after this year, which is not guaranteed right now.
So, Fish, you go both ways with this. You say that it's up to him on his draft, but you also say it's not just him making these decisions.
I think a coach.
Meaning what, Keith? I'm not exactly sure what you just asked me because
like, you're blaming the failed draft of the past few years on him, but then there's other times you also say, well, it's not just him making the decisions on the picks.
Negative.
So, like,
I've been saying that he's been in command of it ever since especially when he moved up last year.
I'm the one that's been saying
team.
That's not all classy in the draft.
I mean, he's got a team, and like anybody else, he's going to talk to them about it. Ultimately, he makes the decision. I think you and I, Keith, were in firm agreement that it was him that said, I'm moving up and getting Dallas Turner, and he did it. So I'm not sure where you're coming from with that, because I've been pretty firm that, yeah, the first draft whatever. The second draft, it was probably a little more 50-50, but the last year's draft, Quayson was the boss, dude. He was the one making the calls last year.
But that was probably the best draft of the 3.
Well, that's why KFC was so.
Is Robbie on here?
Because still to be determined. Because
oh, okay.
I feel like it's going to be good, right? But I mean, JJ has not taken a snap, even though I feel like he's going to be great. Dallas Turner is going to be good, but he has not broken the starting lineup. So I think that, yes, I think last year's draft was the best. It's going to shake out to be, but it has not yet. And he's on a short leash right now until he gets his extension.
Pretty much.
I think the return on investment for draft picks and Quezzy eyes takes 3 to 5 years. I think that's when he sees the return on investment. He's looking at for the long road down the road, right? Trying to get those last 2 years out of that rookie contract on some the players that will be Pro Bowl or All Pro kind of like players. And I think it's why he drafts them so young, so they can come up into the.
But that's I don't get why like he hasn't been extended yet because they're saying they want to see another draft, but you're not going to see the return on the draft this year.
No, he won't see the return on investment. He won't see it.
No. I'm saying the Wills won't. Like they haven't given Chris the extension because they want to see what he does in this draft, and we're not going to see it.
I think the greatest time that could happen would be he doesn't get his extension. And 2 years from now, J.J. McCarthy's the league MVP and Dallas Turner is like the defensive player of the year.
Yep.
I mean, that would be the greatest crime.
Where do we hear that they're waiting for another draft? Because I didn't hear that in the press conference.
Well, yeah, he's not going to say that. He says he's not worried about it. He's letting other people take care of it, just like everybody else always says.
I think the Wills are waiting for their fiscal year in like June or July, and then they're going to pay him because they just paid Kevin O'Connell like $13-15 million a year.
But what would that matter? He's already paid for the next year, so that money doesn't hit like their fiscal till next year anyway. It's like what's the point of waiting?
Cap situation.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Well, because that's all personal money. That's not anything that comes off the cap. So that's all personal.
Right, but he's not making any more money. If you extend him, it's an extension. Like you're not giving him more money right now.
Yeah.
What if Kwesi is using maybe Aaron Rodgers as like a scapegoat? Like when it comes down to it, the Wills are like, we wanted Aaron Rodgers, and it's like I said the right things at the press conference. It's up to him. He just never.
We wanted Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I wanted an extension.
Yeah. I mean, that's just wild shit out of the woods. But
I don't know. I don't think the Wills are that invested. Like they love the Vikings, but I don't think they're gonna be on the team ass like Jerry Jones is. Do you think they'd rather the Vikings win the Super Bowl or the Giants win the Super Bowl?
The Giants. I mean, do you know Minnesota sports? You know every team that is owned in Minnesota is they're just awful. They're awful. Look at the Twins lost opening day today. Like it was just terrible.
Yeah, well, their owners don't even want to own them.
Well, yeah, you got the Timberwolves over here trading Cat and his league. Here, Anthony, take it. It's all on you. You know, like he's about to be gone. I bet he gets traded in 2 years. So it's just a nightmare in Minnesota, man.
Well, Glenn Taylor's selling to Alex Rodriguez and like a group of people. I thought.
Yeah, he's holding off on it.
That's like the weirdest story in sports history of how come Alex Rodriguez is not already owner of the freaking Timberwolves.
He should be owning it. Glenn Taylor's holding.
He should just divert and go buy the Twins.
Shit, Glenn Taylor's playing smart. He's like, I'm going to collect this money off Anthony Edwards, and when he's gone, I will sell.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to do like Red McCombs. He's going to trade Anthony Edwards right before he sells. He's going to trade him. All right, here you go.
Yeah.
Your team.
You took the face of the league away from your team. Good luck. Enjoy Wally Scaresy backs and whoever the hell, Andrew Wiggins that you draft for the next 20 years.
Want to do some stump, Keith?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you should have reminded me of that freaking earlier. Sometimes the thing ain't working. But, I mean, it's a good time with the man right here.
That's what I was thinking.
Ooh.
I'm just going to say, if anybody gets this before, you're cheating. There's no fucking way anybody gets this thing right. There's not a chance in hell. I'm sorry.
Whoa, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Let the story tell itself, sir.
My bad.
Find it, though. I got to find it.
So if you don't know, we do a trivia game that it's called You Got Stumped, where I'll bring one of you on. I do a topic that's within your fandom. I give you clues. You've got guesses. If you can't guess it, you got stumped. And if you can't guess it, you beat me. I'm on a 3-game losing streak. I am 4-3 right now. And Lenny played with me. And let me just tell you something. I will say this. I gave Lenny probably the toughest one yet. And he was a good sport about it. And like Lenny said, we want you to guess in the comments. If you can guess this one before the final clue, you are one of the greatest Vikings fans ever.
Spoiler alert.
Because by God, another edition of Let's Skol's You Got Stumped, the Minnesota Vikings trivia game. I'm Fish from the Let's Skol podcast. Today with me, I have the incomparable Lenny. Lenny's been with us pretty much since the beginning, and he's been a great addition. He's always come with some good juice, some good knowledge. So today's going to be a real challenge to see if I can stump him. Lenny, today your category is going to be what player is this? You're going to have 8 clues and 3 guesses to get it right. You get it within the 3 guesses and the 8 clues, you beat me. If not, you got stumped.
Let's get it.
I gotta warn you, Lenny, I'm on a 3-game losing streak, so I'm bringing some heat on this one.
Thank you, Michael.
First clue, buddy. I was drafted by the Lions in the 7th round in '98.
I got it.
Second clue. After being released by them that year, I was signed to the Vikings practice squad.
Any guesses in the chat?
Shit.
Third clue. In '98, I was credited with 1 game, and then I spent all of '99 on the practice squad.
Man. Oh, practice squad. Yeah.
There's gonna be some more poignant clues coming up. All right, 4th clue. From 2000 to 2005, I played in 93 regular season games with 74 starts.
Oh, actually got nothing.
I am credited with a fumble recovery in '04.
Cody Spade.
A fumble recovery in 04?
You know that one.
What position am I talking about, Shaq?
I still got
Shit.
nothing right now.
That could be any
Don't worry,
position.
It's about to start to really narrow down for you. I'm a Hoosier.
Oh, I know.
So who's your 7th round draft pick of the Lions? And I don't know.
Okay. After leaving the Vikings, I played for Arizona in '06 and finished my career playing for Miami in '07.
Still in the chat.
Credited with a fumble recovery. Does anybody even have a clue of what position this is yet?
Nope.
Wide
I'm just
receiver.
drawing a blank.
All right, last clue.
You did real good on this one so far.
Last clue, buddy. For the Vikings, I played right tackle '01 to '02 and left guard '03 to '05. This one's either going to give it to you or you're never going to get it.
Oh, no. David Dixon played right guard. McDaniel.
Robbie looked it up.
Let me see.
Left.
I'll give you Robbie clue and you still won't get it.
Right tackle to left guard. Was it Todd Stussy?
Todd Stussey's your first guess?
Yep.
And one down.
I didn't think so.
2 to go.
God.
Let me run through the clues. I'm going to run through them for you again, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I was drafted by the Lions in the 7th round in '98. They released me that year, and I was signed to the Vikings practice squad. In '98, I was credited with playing in 1 game, and then I spent all of '99 on the practice squad. From 2000 to 2005, I played in 93 regular season games, and I started 74 of them. I'm credited with the fumble recovery in '04. I'm a Hoosier. I played my college ball for University of Indiana. After the Vikings, I played for Arizona in '06 and Miami in '07. And for the Vikings, I played right tackle in '01 and '02 and left guard in '03, '05.
Yeah, I definitely don't know.
This is that time period of guards, and we were just like just throwing in there, and what the
Christie's still there.
More
That's all I'm looking.
importantly,
I'm like,
Cody,
he went from right tackle to left
David
guard.
Dixon was a right
more importantly,
guard.
Cody, the
Who was
death
next
of
to that
Corey
group?
Stringer is what got him out of the practice squad and pressed to right tackle.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. I got stumped.
He's about as good as
I got stumped. I can't come up with a name because I'm thinking David Dixon, but he was right guard, and he never played. I want to say.
So we got an official tap out.
Yeah, I can't think of the name. I can't think of the name. That was a good one.
Chris Lewinsky.
Oh, yep.
Woo! You got stumped, baby.
Yep. Well, that was a good one, Fish.
Back on my winning ways.
I do not remember him. I thought we drafted him.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Lenny's quote out of it. I don't remember that guard.
Well, so what tripped me is that he played tackle. I knew he played guard, but I didn't remember him playing tackle at all. But I do remember Corey Stringer passing away because I was in high school and I was super into football. I played football, like I followed him. Like that one hurt when Corey Stringer passed away because that was right after the 41 Donut NFC Championship game. And yeah, I don't know. I just don't remember him playing tackle at all.
For anybody who thinks I was a little too rough on Lenny, and maybe I was, in the conversation leading up, Lenny told me, anything after 97, and I paid a lot of attention to the trenches. And so I told Lenny, I said, in this game, there's really a choice between being interesting and challenging. And if you're an offensive lineman for the Vikings and your name is not Randall McDaniel or Steve Hutchinson, it ain't going to be interesting. It's going to be challenging.
I mean, trenches could be deep at the tackle.
It was a good one. It had the blood flowing. Had the blood flowing through.
You were a good sport about it, Lenny, and I appreciate you, buddy.
No, it was a good one.
What's up?
I mean, I paid attention, but I didn't pay that much attention. But I paid more attention to the offensive line when McDaniel and Jeff Christie were there. But
yeah, when they're gone, it's just like, oh, that's the problem. But we're not going to pay attention to it until it's been so long. And it's like, fuck, it's the problem. We got to pay attention to this.
Right.
It's the same thing, same mindset as Vikings organization, in my opinion. So it's legit.
Yep.
What up, KOC Jr.?
How you guys doing? Thanks for having me on.
Cheers. Skol.
Go. All right. By the way, Fish, that was a good Let's Stump segment.
Thank you.
But yeah, I gotta get my thoughts on this. To all the ops out there who are disrespecting us, like Lions fans, Bears fans, Packers fans. Yeah, the only fan base that can really talk down to us is the Packers and Bears. But the Lions, remember this: we own your ass. Enough with the disrespect on our franchise. When you guys get to a Super Bowl in this millennium, then the Lions fans can start talking shit about us. That's right, Maxie. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, Max. He's a good friend of mine. I'm not calling anyone out named Max in the Vikings chat.
Yeah, fuck him.
That's cool, Robbie. Everybody beats someone. Not many people win championships or go to the championship.
I know, but it's sad that we had to endure
Oh, no, Cody, you had them in the Super Bowl week 10.
I did. I thought we
oh, my God, we're going to be the only team that has won Super Bowl in our division. And the Lions, they already won the Super Bowl.
Hey, I thought,
you want to crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thank God we lost before them.
All right, guys, I'm hopping off.
I mean, we both lost the first playoff game.
Y'all have a good night.
No, but if we were that number one seed and they would have lost before us, our shit talking levels would have just launched the stratosphere, and then we would have watched our game and been like, "Oh shit, should have talked all that shit then."
Yeah, but
I'm just saying we both lost our first playoff game. Like,
that's true.
Both one and done.
Yep, both one and done.
See, the thing is, Cody, is the difference is, and this is intangible, there was a lot higher expectation for that team than there was for ours.
Yes.
Even going into the
Oh, yeah.
playoffs, there was a much higher expectation for them. They were destined for the Super Bowl, buddy.
They were, and they choked out like the Dallas Cowboys of the 2020s.
More like the Dallas Cowboys of 2007. That would be a better one.
I was there in 2007 for I saw a game. I'm pretty sure I did. They wore the gray uniforms one time. Same shit color as the Lions wear. There's connections.
Ooh. That's true. But remember, they collapsed in 08. We'll see how this season goes down for the Lions.
That problem. Yeah. Good for but he's gonna turn back into a pumpkin, right? No doubt about it.
Nah, he got coached up. He good.
I don't say Darnold had a slow release. I think his mind had a slow thinking problem. I'm pretty sure.
Like one night you,
either way, he was slow to release the ball.
Yeah, like one night you how do I put this? One night you see all the stars, all the lights come onto you, and then the next minute you're like, "Oh my God, I am seeing ghosts and hearing colors." That's the way Darnold's mind worked, like this season, like sometimes.
I mean that it's really cool to do that to Darnold right now, but we haven't seen JJ McCarthy step on an actual regular season game. Let's just temper back here so we don't.
Bro, you talk so much shit on JJ McCarthy today, and you're wearing the man's jersey.
I got the man's picture in my background because I don't know. Nobody knows who JJ McCarthy is here.
But you're not even believing.
I have hope.
Literally everyone in Michigan.
Hey, Cody.
McCarthy.
He's a sure thing.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah, he's a sure thing.
Transfer at quarterback. That's all I've been hearing. And I keep having to clap back. JJ Max going to be our starter. Be ready and be afraid.
He's a sure thing.
Sure
He
thing.
is. He is. I have no doubts.
Until the fourth game in this season, if
and then you're going to be saying a star is born.
A star is born in Minneapolis.
Well, it needs to happen. We haven't had a star since Dante. Would Dante be like the one star we drafted at quarterback? Be after Fran Tarkenton?
Oh, that we drafted.
yes.
That we drafted. Okay.
After Fran Tarkenton. So the gaps make sense, right? 1961, 2001, 41 years.
What about that one game that T-Jack had, Cody?
I was there. It's Cardinals.
Quarterbacks.
He wasn't a first rounder.
No, I know. T-Jack wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't? I thought we traded back into the first round to get him. Was it? Do we trade back in the second round?
Bridgewater.
Bridgewater.
Whoa. Don't disrespect Teddy.
No disrespect
that. But yeah, we haven't really been drafted quarterbacks high, and it kind of showed. We really relied on a quarterback that knew how to play quarterback rather than showing a quarterback how to be a quarterback in the NFL.
And
wait a minute, guys. Hold on just a second. Wait a minute. I'm about to push back on that narrative. What year did we draft Teddy?
2016.
2014.
Was it 24 or 16?
It was 2015.
And then we drafted Ponder.
No.
What?
No. It was like 14.
15. We got Barr first. We went Barr first, then we get Bridgewater.
But I mean, we've actually drafted 4 or 5 quarterbacks in the first rounds in the 2000s. Other than the Browns, how many other organizations have drafted more quarterbacks in the first round?
A lot.
Yeah, a lot. Detroit.
Really?
Washington.
They had Matthew Stafford for half that time, Cody. How the hell are you saying they drafted more quarterbacks in the first round?
So
there you go, Fish. We only had 3.
Yeah, 3.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
yeah, 99 was that one.
Lenny getting me back. Lenny's like, yeah, you son of a
You got
bitch.
stumped, Fish.
You got stumped.
I don't know, but I don't know that you compare JJ McCarthy to freaking Christian Ponder or even Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, we just don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
I do. I know. I know.
I feel like
I'm here
the
to tell
same
you
thing
it's going to be okay, Cody.
He could
the
be
same thing I
Tom.
wanted from Teddy is the same thing I want from JJ McCarthy. To get the ball to the receivers we have to run this offense. We don't need
He
JJ
will, and
Martin.
he will hand it off better than any quarterback we ever had as well, too.
And that's the luxury. We don't need JJ McCarthy to be top 3 quarterback. We just need him to be top 10 on a rookie deal, and we could probably win a Super Bowl.
I just need a quarterback to win a Super Bowl. I don't care what fucking ranking he is, honestly.
We could do it as long as he play like a top 10. We could win a Super Bowl.
I said this yesterday in our chats. We're long overdue for a Super Bowl. Better yet, let alone even an appearance. I'd be happy with.
Appearance, I need a Super Bowl win. I need to win.
This is like the first time ever in history, besides maybe the Dante. We have the team built for a run, and we have a rookie quarterback in place into it instead of getting a veteran or having the second string backup quarterback take over during the season and take us to the conference championship. Like, I don't know if the defense was even that good in 2099, 2000, and 2001. I think it was mostly offense for us in those years. I think we have a more complete team than we've ever had inserting a rookie.
Yeah, Cody, I can agree with you on that because looking it up, we had top 5 offenses those years.
Mm-hmm. But we had to shut down corner and Fred Smooth.
I love Zach.
We can't hit always. That's our problem. We always can't rely on one specific thing to build a team. It's either we hitting in free agency or we hitting in the draft.
Can't hit the lotto until you buy a ticket, though.
Ain't that the truth?
So I feel like, what does this team really need? Are we really that far away from a Super Bowl?
No.
It all depends on JJ
that
McCarthy.
far away from a Super Bowl. I mean, we might need like a couple of pieces, but we can hit on those in the draft.
I mean, we're far, like 9 months away, so I mean that's kind of far, I guess.
It all depends on McCarthy.
No, it's only March right now, so it's kind of wild to the next Super Bowl. So yeah, I guess we're kind of far.
We're 11 months away.
11 months.
Yeah, Fish. As I said, we're in March. The math hit me.
I'm just your support, sir.
I'm like, damn, it's only been a month.
How do you guys
A month
feel?
and a half.
How do you guys
It's gonna
feel?
be a long off season.
How do you guys feel about the what's being placed on top of McCarthy's shoulders right now?
He can handle it.
Can
Thanks
you
for
handle
asking him, Alex.
So he basically, I don't know if it's a gimmick or whatnot, but he meditates, and I feel like as long as he has a clear mind and he knows what he has to do, yeah, the pressure's gonna be there because he's an NFL quarterback. There's gonna be pressure to win games. It's pressure to carry a team that you didn't play for yet. But I feel like as long as he keep doing what he's doing, what he did at Michigan, what he did in high school, and just bringing the team together, because we already built the team. He just gotta do what he can to make sure the team works.
Yeah.
And when the team falters a little, he kind of don't have to be relied on to pick up the slack as the quarterback. But as long as he get the team back on track, the team's going to bounce back and help him look better. It's kind of like a yin and yang. Mm-hmm.
But don't you have confidence in his ability to do that? Because he doesn't strike me as a guy that needs to go out there and prove like they're winning because of him. Like, he's a team guy. He's going to do whatever the team needs to do. He's not going to try to do too much. He's going to lean on the team's strengths. And he's a leader of men. Like, I think he's exactly what we need for this offense. Like, he's not a guy that's trying to be above everybody else, and he's not going to try to win the games by himself. He's going to do what's best. He's going to do exactly what KOC wants. So I think we have that guy.
I think that on 3rd and 5, if nobody's open, I think he'll be able to pick it up with his legs.
Yeah.
And
Is that an Alabama hat?
Yeah, it's South Carolina. You got to think. You got to think like, okay, if we're
How about your
talking
lug nut?
team is built right now to win, that's got to be on JJ McCarthy's mind also. And I think it's kind of like the
Robbie
same.
got a new camera.
Michigan, like Michigan was built to win. And JJ,
Buddy, how the hell did your wife allow that hat into your house?
Maybe she just looked at him and said, "Honey, I do not care anymore."
Superstitious.
Maybe she's polygamous.
She cares.
My goodness.
Guy.
Whoa. Hey, Robbie. Welcome to the show.
Hail. Cody, I'm proud of you for using numbers to make your arguments. I'm actually very, very proud of you, and I mean that. Yes, Addison is shit. Keith, number one stat for receivers is what? Not touchdowns. It's receptions. And Addison is bad. And I'm going back on my word. Addison is bad. McCarthy, 0 stats.
Addison is not bad because he can only catch the balls that are thrown to him.
You guys talk about your faith in McCarthy. That's great. You guys think he's wonderful based on fucking nothing. Nothing. So I'm sick of hearing that shit.
National champion.
Is that pros or college? Because we can have that argument all day.
I'll tell you what, Robbie, if he would have been the quarterback for Alabama and won a national championship,
we're still on this.
he could have broken his
You guys
are going.
Robbie's camera's making me seasick.
Textbook Pavlov. Like, you are like Pavlov's freaking greatest.
No, Robbie, I don't throw the Alabama card at you.
Associate
But
Alabama.
I'm doing it
It's
now.
Ding,
Does
dog,
this
bell.
no.
If he would have, I can't, man. If he
So
would have been the
simplistic.
quarterback for a
I
team
thought I
you
hear
like,
you guys. Robbie's on.
I
Alabama.
bet you
Robbie's
still
on.
have
Alabama.
faith in Will
Robbie's
Riker.
on. Alabama.
I
Robbie's
bet
on.
you still
Alabama.
think
Robbie's
Will
on.
Riker's a
Alabama.
good kicker.
That's all I hear.
That's why you put a Carolina hat on.
That's
Exactly.
That's 100%
People
why.
watching
it
it,
throws
right?
off people's
Right.
game. You're like,
Do all
holy
the-
shit, I don't know what to think.
Here we go.
That is it. But again, Cody, I am proud of you, and I actually mean that. I sincerely mean that I'm proud of you actually stepping outside your box. And
3 weeks in a row, man. I'm on a roll.
dude, you have removed yourself in my status as a sycophant. You are no longer a sycophant. You are definitely no longer a minion because you stood up to other people in this room, which most people don't do. They're lemmings and they're cowards. And you stood up to everybody saying, I don't know about this, guys. He doesn't have any stats for me to get behind him. I like his jersey. I like what he did in college. He beat up some good teams. He was successful in college. He's in purple. But as a Vikings fan, has he showed us anything? No.
You know,
He showed us good route
Guys,
runners.
none of
He showed
those
us how to
things
get
that I
open.
said were an opinion. None of that.
Hey,
was an
Robbie,
opinion.
maybe you
It
should
was all
watch
fact.
the show
Keith,
more.
Do you
Because
have
I've spent
the
the
Falcons
last,
game
I've
on
spent the last 3
standoff?
weeks deriding our free agency.
He's talking about JJ
It's
McCarthy
not
right
the
now.
same. Fish, it's not the same. I don't feel the negativity from you. It's not organic. Cody was all on board on McCarthy to where he was yelling and screaming at me, and I felt that anger. He wasn't mad at me. He was mad at my opinion, and I respect that. I respect that because he actually said, you know what? I need to reevaluate some things using beep, bop, 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 numbers. And he came to the conclusion like, fuck, maybe my original opinion was wrong, and I need to evaluate.
Robbie's like
using
if
numbers.
PFF had a baby with PFF.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
Robbie,
right.
because he's saying all
Exactly.
these 30-plus-year-old free agents that have missed games and have been declining, I'm not using numbers. Dude, you sound stupid right now. You're just trying to argue for the sake of
I had to
arguing.
listen to Rinaldi
Always
for a half
that-
hour, circle jerk his ass, and just like McCarthy.
Yeah, but here you are. You're going, you're nothing but a bunch of best buds.
Nothing.
I've been fighting these guys for 3 weeks. Kiss my ass,
I
dude.
don't feel it, dude.
Kiss my ass.
Kind of like you're
Take
just
your
doing
narrative
it
and
to
flush
fit
it down
a
the fucking
role,
toilet.
And the role
That's
is
what you do, Robbie. You come in here trying to fit a role.
Because I'm the Xenon. I am the Xenon.
No, you're not. You're trying to fit a role.
What
It's
I
like
am.
you don't have friends. You don't have nobody to talk to, so you come here
know.
fit your role.
I have dogs.
Your role.
that's gone radioactive.
Brother, oh yeah, brother. WWE, let's do it.
I haven't watched wrestling in a long time. It hasn't been good lately.
It's on Netflix now.
Is it really? Like I watched it on Peacock, but I swear to God, I stick between '98 and 2003, and I just rewatch those 5 years. Like that's all I watch.
So I don't watch it, but I know
Like after
Triple
the
H,
Attitude Era, it's just like this shit.
so I know Triple H runs it now, and he's trying to get it back to the Attitude
However,
Era,
if you
and-
watch something really good, you should go back between '98 and 2003 and just look at the signs that are in the stands. Oh my God, the shit that people got away with back then, and that they have not edited out. I can't even repeat.
Did they have a Vanderbilt sign?
Oh, they were bad. Oh, hon, I'm sorry about the dogs. I get yelled at.
How bad?
They were
I
laughing.
ain't watched wrestling since the NWO days.
That's a good era too.
Once the NWO roster became bigger than the rest of WCW, I said, never mind. I was out.
Yeah, once Vince Russo took over, wrestling was done. Bad. I'm a Cornette guy, so whatever.
I love Jimmy. I love his podcast.
Yep. Him and Brian are very good. I agree with you, Fish. Very much agree with you. But Cody, again, I'm very proud of you.
Oh, we're becoming best buds, Robbie.
No, Fish. Yes.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So numbers for you.
agreeing,
Addison
Robbie.
averages 14 yards a catch, which is pretty damn good, and he has 19 touchdowns in 2 years. See,
Again,
you only like numbers when you skew them to try to work in your
touchdowns are
favor.
vanity stat. No, the number one.
No, they're
stat
not.
for receivers are receptions. Receptions is the number one stat.
And you can
for
only
receivers.
catch what is thrown
Number
to
one.
you. He's a number two
Number one.
receiver catching over 60 balls.
So I have a few touchdowns, no yards. I have more speeding tickets than I have yards. Fact.
No, you
I will have
no, he
less
doesn't.
games this season than I have.
He has
touchdowns.
1,700 yards in 2 seasons, Robbie. He has
I will have more
133
interactions
catches in
with
2
Cox
seasons, Robbie.
Than I will have receptions.
Hold on. I give Robbie
Robbie,
that.
he has 100.
Just say fact that after whatever you say, and it's automatically a fact.
Well, I'll argue this.
Fact.
I'll
Running
argue
is
this
fast.
for Jordan Addison. I'll argue this for Jordan Addison. If Jordan Addison kept his touchdowns and had over 1,000 yards, we wouldn't be talking about a wide receiver 3.
No argument for me.
He's not a wide receiver 3.
He is
No,
now.
we'd be talking about needing
He is
one.
now.
Addison is a wide receiver too.
No, we're gonna get a wide receiver.
What does he have to do with the wide receiver 3
Like,
conversation?
I can see Addison being a 3.
No, I don't. I'm not saying Jordan Addison being. If he had over 1,000 yards and his touchdowns, we wouldn't be wanting a wide receiver 3. Wouldn't be talking about.
He had 911 yards and 10 touchdowns with freaking Dobbs and Mullins.
And 9 speeding tickets.
You
2
no
incarcerations.
one. See, your numbers bad. So you congratulating Cody on numbers. Cody, that should be a diss to you. He's bad at numbers. He's
got
terrible
hookers
at
in the
numbers.
back. Just a horrible guy. It's a horrible guy.
Yeah.
But I can't
you're
say if
terrible
I
at
had
this,
a ball
Robbie.
in McCarthy.
You're not good at this, Robbie. You're not good at this. You want to be a villain, but you're not good at it.
Not make it true.
We need to get Addison dad on this. Maybe he could explain what's going on.
Bad at that. Bad at that.
I mean, look at Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
No, those two. Wait, those.
About fucking Tyler.
I mean, let's look at Amari Cooper's last 2 seasons versus Jordan Addison's.
Do we want to go wide receiver 2? How about we look at Devonta Smith? He's a wide receiver 2.
Jamar Chase
Stop.
and
No.
T. Higgins been playing with Joe Burrow.
Let's roll with that.
their whole
You can
career.
throw in an Alabama wideout 2. Let's do that. I'm going to use Devonta Adams or Devonta Smith and Devonta Adams as well. Let's use Devonta Smith.
Devontae Smith had less yards than Addison and less touchdowns than Addison this year, and had 5 more catches and had less stats with those catches. So he sucks. Numbers, Robbie. Addison has better numbers.
Wait. So if Devontae Smith had less yards than Addison, does that also equate to Devontae Smith being a wide receiver 3? Robbie,
Yeah,
maybe
Devontae Smith averaged 12 yards a catch, and Addison averaged 14.
I don't give a shit
They're
about
the same
that.
receiver.
Trash. Alabama trash. Alert. Alabama trash alert.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. If Addison had over 1,000 yards a year, kept his touchdowns, we wouldn't give a fuck who Jalen Naylor is. We wouldn't care who Keith Osborne is.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
We don't.
I don't. Even care what wide receiver 3 is.
We don't need a wide receiver 3.
We cared about a
got
wide
T.J.
receiver 3 when
Hockenson.
we had Randy Moss and Chris Carter. That's a dumb statement, Cody.
We didn't care about who Jake Reed was. He was an afterthought when Randy Moss came over
You
here.
were like 6 years old and you didn't understand yet. But yes, we did.
Jake Reed was a 1,000-yard receiver 2 years before Randy Moss came on board.
He was
Yeah, sure thought he
Adrian
was not an
Peterson.
afterthought. That's why they call it 3 deep, not 2 deep plus 1.
Well, thank God Jake Reed in that 3 deep year had 160 yards less than Jordan Addison.
I hate to break it to you, Cody, but we were a double-digit win playoff in '97.
We
Just
were
like 2024.
Yeah. 2024.
Yeah.
And my guy averages 1,000 yards a season.
Who's your guy?
Smith. He averages 1,000 yards a season. Just so as long as we're speaking numbers, let's not take a narrative and cherry pick it. 4 seasons, 4,000 yards.
My guy's only played 2 seasons, so let's not skew the
I'm
data.
saying, let's take the career stats, Keith. The career stats. My guy's 1,000 yards a season.
No, let's take the
Addison's
last 2
not.
stats, and Addison has more yards in the last 2 years because he only played 2 years.
Fine. Dumb fuck. You are taking his fucking season, his entire career, dumb fuck. So let me take my guy's entire season.
Addison's only been there for 2 years. I'm taking the last 2 seasons for both of them. The last 2 years for both of them. Addison has better numbers. Addison has better numbers.
Each year.
Since Addison's been in the NFL, he has better stats than Devontae Smith.
No, he does not. He does not. He does not. I'm not even arguing this.
Because you'd be wrong too.
That would be correct. I just proved to you that I was right. He's averaged. You didn't prove anything.
That's an idiot.
1,000 yards per season.
Doing anything. You're just
1,000 yards per season. Mike, I love you, but you're now the Ronaldo. All Ronaldo does is chip into like random shit, and he says like.
Well, that makes him a lot better than you.
No, he says Madden-isms. Well, Brett Favre didn't try to kick a touchdown because he's not the kicker. You say Madden, Mike. You say Madden-isms, like the most formulaic, cliche shit known to man. That's what David does. David just chips in with faith and happiness, and I really think he's gonna do that. I agree with myself. Mike, that's you.
Oh, David, David's still here. You can't talk about David. He's not here.
Okay, quick question for you, Robbie.
He summons.
Hey, Robbie, quick question for you.
Is this
Do you
scripted?
feel like with our schedule this year that we might go sub 500 at home?
No. Oh, at home.
We got the Eagles, Baltimore. We got all our tough teams, and of course, Detroit. Do you think we might go sub 500 at home?
I don't know.
Well, go ask Dana. She can give you your opinion.
Dana.
Well,
I ain't waking her up.
Well, we brought Moss in, right? Our wide receiver 2 with Moss, a better
schedule.
A better wide receiver than Jefferson.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Robbie, I'm firmly in the yes, we're going to go sub 500. You optimistic sycophant. Shut the fuck up.
I said, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I don't know.
Check it out. If
Have you seen our home opponents?
If Addison gets 1,000 yards this year with JJ,
Philly, Washington, Baltimore,
we will make the conference championship.
So Washington can go either way. We're losing to Philly and Baltimore. I don't even want to watch that Baltimore game. I think that's gonna be bad.
I don't want to watch that Baltimore game either.
I don't. Yeah, that Washington game can go either way. That's a good team, but I think we're better than them.
I think you're a little too optimistic. You need to work on your pessimism.
No, I'm being.
Yeah, he does. He does.
He brought up a good point about receivers. They can't get yards if they're not thrown to.
Jesus.
And that's not their fault if they can't catch the ball that's not thrown to them. So, Devontae Smith might have more receptions only because, Jalen Hurts looked at him more.
He didn't care about wide receiver 3.
Yeah. He's 8, 7. Yeah. Well, the difference between what this is, that wide receiver 2 at 1,000 yards.
Don't worry, Addison's about to have 1,000.
If he gets 1,000 yards, we can conference championship game.
Yeah, 911 yards. Oh, my bad. He was 99 short when he was playing with Dobbs and Mullins. Fuck out of here.
Hey, Robbie, so let me give you the home opponents.
Go put on your South Carolina hat.
We got the 3 divisions, right?
Yes.
We got Philly, Washington, Atlanta, Baltimore, and Cincinnati.
Yeah, I also think
Baltimore.
You think we could lose four of those games?
I do. I honestly do. Like the North is better than we think. The AFC North is better than we think.
And
all right, buddy.
Better than what you think.
Dude, we're gonna go 500 against the AFC North, and I'm saying 500 because Baltimore's gonna be a toss-up. But we got
Baltimore's gonna beat the shit out of us.
Guaranteed. Pittsburgh Steelers.
They're not good.
Also win.
What's our first 3 games?
We don't know yet.
I knew.
We don't know yet.
We won't know till July.
Preseason.
I believe Packers. I bet you week 1 probably gonna play the Packers. Give me the Packers.
We missed a really good wide receiver 2 for those first 3 games.
We don't need a wide receiver 2 against the Packers. All we need is Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, well, did we have Addison against the Packers?
Yeah. He did well against them.
Okay,
he did well against them.
He
He
did
had,
what?
he had a catch.
Okay,
He had
yeah.
a touchdown reception and a touchdown running in on the end around.
He had a good,
Oh,
Who was covering him?
Oh, that's right. I gotta be honest. I only caught the second
Jari.
half. They did not have that game on at the gym.
Who's covering?
Hopefully, he plays a full season this year.
Well, keep in mind he's gonna be suspended the first 3, 4.
Well, no shit.
He don't need the first 3 games to get 1,000 yards.
Right, I know.
He got JJ McCarthy
Because
throwing
he had
the ball now.
17 games to get 1,000 yards and still fucking failed. Right.
Wait.
So 14, why not?
When did he play 17? What year was that?
Never. That's the problem.
I gave
Yeah,
you the
but
softball, but you took it. Hold
no.
on, I gave the soft, Cody got it. I was waiting on that.
No, Robbie said that he couldn't get 1,000 in 17, but he didn't play 17.
Keith, you're right. Thank you, Cody. Cody,
I
got
know
it.
I am, and you're an
You're right.
idiot, and I'm right
Yeah,
again.
yeah, I'm an idiot. I know. That's me.
Do I believe Addison can be a 1,000-yard receiver? 100% yes.
No, you don't get the backpedal, Cody.
No, I'm not backpedaling.
No, you don't get the backpedal.
Cody, he's missing opinion right now.
You're where you're at with
Cody,
Addison, and that's where
Cody,
you're going to
your nose
belong,
is
and
no
that's where you're
longer
going to
brown,
stay.
And he hates
I'm sorry
shit.
that.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine a
Robbie's
wide
just mad that
receiver
he's
do
better
that
than
four
Smith.
years in a row, went over 1,100 yards, and then we got Moss, and he got relegated down to 474 yards in the midway prime of his career?
That would suck.
That was Jake Reed.
Just lost all that money.
That's what
All
happens
those
when you
dollars.
upgrade
Pretty
your
smart
position.
move, I guess, right?
Well, when you have 2 Hall of Famers in front of you, you're not going to get shit.
I mean, but he could have been a Hall of Famer if we never drafted Randy Moss, though, right?
Yeah, but we also
Could've been.
got the other guy from Philly that would.
I mean, he had a 1,300-yard season in 96.
That's pretty smart. Honestly, don't worry about paying the wide receiver anymore because he's not producing as much.
Yeah, that's when defenses and running backs were the NFL. And yeah,
Wide receivers weren't getting paid back then.
no, it was the backs and defense.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison.
Kind of like the bygone days we should go back to.
Marvin Harrison got paid pretty fast.
Oh, that's what I was doing.
Good guys. No, but Fish, like I'm on the fence about the 500. Like our schedule is just.
I'm not.
It's so bad.
I
Like,
think we're playing 12 to 13.
I'm gonna say this: we're probably gonna go like 500 exactly at home. Like
if somebody said if they offered me against the North and the East to go 5-3, I would take that in a heartbeat. I would take that.
I think we're winning 12 games total.
I'm at 11-ish myself.
That's high.
Yeah.
I got 11 for my ceiling.
Just because I don't think the Lions are going to be any good without Ben Johnson. I think Ben Johnson was that heart of that team. The defense lost all those players. Aaron Glenn wasn't a good defensive coach.
Yeah, I think the Lions' window is closed. It's like it was wide open last year. Like it's probably half open right now. Like the Lions are not going to be what they were last year.
Yep. Here's the door, and now it just slams shut for Detroit after Johnson and Glenn left.
I think the Bears will get better. I think the Packers will stay the same. I think we'll be all right, and the Lions got a little worse. But
I think the Lions finished 4th in the division. That's going to be my hot take of the night.
I was going to say I think they're going to finish 3rd. I still think the Bears are going to finish last, but
Max, wait to hear this guy.
Oh God.
So I think that we only win 3 home games and we still go 11-6 and win the division.
Oh, that's a bold statement. I would lose.
I think we only lose 1 away game because our away schedule on paper is a lot softer than our home schedule.
What's
and
our
Lions,
what's our away schedule?
Conversely, all of the tough home games that we have, all those opponents, they have to go play away, including the fact that they have the Chiefs away.
Oh,
they're not the same.
The only road game I could see, the only road games I could see us realistically losing is A, at Detroit, and B, at the Chargers. Those are the only 2 road games I could see us realistically losing. Whenever we go to Green Bay, it's always a toss-up. Like it normally is.
Chicago.
I just can't believe we have another season where we're going to Seattle and Atlanta's coming to Minnesota.
I hope Kirk plays the game.
Why does it that, more seasons like, San Francisco comes to us and we go to Seattle, but it's like, like never that perfect balance.
I'm just tired of going to Seattle, and I know Atlanta's tired of coming here.
I have a feeling that San Francisco probably feels the same way Atlanta does.
We
But hey,
need more
I'm not tired of
Tennessee Titans games is what we need.
No,
Phil.
yeah, our schedule this last year, that's never gonna happen again. That was like a fruit basket of cupcakes and like fluffy.
Our schedule was cupcakes last year.
Oh my God, was it?
We had a gauntlet the first 5 games.
No, though we went 5-0. Evidently, that gauntlet was artificial as hell.
Okay, then.
Why? Because we won.
How heartily we won.
Schedule was Detroit.
Those first few games before people started figuring out our defensive system, yeah, it was fine.
You didn't think we was gonna be 5-0 at that time?
Hell no, I didn't.
I thought we were going to be 1-4.
Nobody did.
Exactly. So you can't say the schedule is harder this year than it was last year.
Yeah,
We don't know how these teams gonna look next year. We don't know how the Vikings gonna look next year.
Of course,
we got better.
Yeah, I didn't think about that variable of what the future might hold because I normally incorporate that to all my fucking thoughts of numbers and shit, faith, hope, future isms.
It's all about probability,
right? you're Shaq. You're literally using possibility, not probability.
So no, hold on. We played 1, 2, 3, 4 teams in the first 7 weeks that were playoff teams the year prior.
Right.
Yes. Right. We played 4 out of 7 teams in the first 7 weeks.
Here come the numbers.
The year prior, right? What about this year?
It's a lot.
The first set, we play. I would say 7 teams.
And I would argue that the Bengals should have been a playoff team. I would argue,
but they weren't.
I know.
So it doesn't matter.
I know.
Looking at it is looking at the cup. When we say cupcake, we're saying that because those same teams didn't make the playoffs this year.
We're actually playing more playoff teams because 2 of our divisional opponents were playoff teams. We play them twice. We're playing Baltimore, Washington, Philadelphia. Atlanta was a playoff team.
Pittsburgh.
I think we've got 9 games against playoff teams from last year.
And don't forget about Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh was a playoff team.
And again, I'm going to say a half. I want to have. I would say since you should fucking good, so it's half.
Sorry. Keith, I can't hear you, buddy.
Chargers.
You sound like an old kung fu movie.
Yeah, most of the teams that we played were in the damn schedule. Were in the damn playoffs. Unlike last season, where most of them were in the bottom of the damn division.
Yeah.
Okay. Mouth.
Again, like I said, I feel bad for our starting quarterback because we as fans, more lemmings, they're going to expect the same results of last year, and it's not going to happen.
Oh, I'm not feeling bad at all. I'm feeling like pretty good.
No, I mean I have sympathy and maybe a hint of empathy towards whomever is starting. Like they're not the same results, and then you're gonna have those that don't look at actual numbers and say, "Well, Sam Darnold did better." No, he didn't. So again, the comparison is gonna be, and like I said, I do feel bad if it is McCarthy. That I feel bad for him again because the schedule's tumultuous. We have a good team, but that schedule and a rookie quarterback coming off an injury, it just manage your expectations. I don't want the kid to fail. I really don't. But I don't think he's going to fail. I think it's just too much. It's too much too soon. That just, like I said, looking at that schedule.
I know. It would have been better if he would have been playing last year on that cupcake schedule.
Yeah.
If he makes the playoffs this year, I think he already was the equivalency with Sam Darnold.
No, I would say better. If that dude with having zero NFL experience makes the playoffs against this schedule that I will still say is the toughest I've ever seen us ever having, ever. If that dude makes the playoffs.
What makes this schedule so tough?
all the teams on there were very successful. They made the playoffs. We did very poorly against playoff-bound teams last year. If you just want to look at like apples and apples, the Lions and Rams beat the shit out of us. Both
We only
playoffs.
lost to 2 teams last year.
No.
The Texans made the playoffs the year before.
Hold on. I'm not
49ers made the playoffs the year before.
Wait, but we beat the Texans and we beat the Packers. They both made the playoffs. We lost to the Rams and Lions, so we were 2-2 against playoff teams. So no, we didn't do what you say we did. There's some numbers for
blew
you.
out the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Keith, Eureka desperation right now. Stop doing
No,
that.
no, it's just showing your true colors. You're not smart.
So desperately to cling on to minutia. You like.
I mean, we dominated.
You said that we were bad
Texas
against playoff teams and we were 2-2.
Which
Like that's not bad.
We lost to them. And
we dominated them.
And we beat
dominated the
playoff
Texans.
teams. And we also beat playoff teams. We beat the Packers twice, and they made the playoffs. We beat the Texans. They made the playoffs. You're a dumb fuck, Robbie.
You keep saying that. And remember I always told you about that?
Against
I
playoff.
win. If we just go fun.
You've never won. You've never won.
500 against
You've
the
never been right.
playoff teams this next season. We're not making the playoffs. We cannot go 500 with the playoff bound.
Wait, what did you say your win total was?
They said half and half.
Robbie, did you say
Mike, your mouth's still open. You flies? No, we're good. Okay.
Robbie, did you say your win total was like 11 games?
Mine?
Yeah.
My hopeful, yes.
That's a playoff team.
Yeah.
Good.
You got 11.
Great. We're assuming that's going to be a playoff team this year?
This team's going to suck the schedule so hard. We're going to suck, but we're going to win 11 games. What a dumbass.
What a dumbass. No, we're good. But will 11 wins actually get us there? We don't know that because 11 wins might not be enough.
Can you look in history and tell me how many times the 11-win team didn't make the playoffs?
Fish, you're talking about next year, correct?
I'm talking about this
I'm talking about history.
We're
use numbers, Robbie, in history and fact. How many times has that number not made the playoffs, Robbie?
Fish will now be played by Keith. Fish, are you referring to the upcoming
The
season?
role of town idiot will be played by Robbie.
Robbie, when I asked you for your win total, I
Wait,
wasn't talking about 2028.
The history of the NFL.
I knew it.
The only team that has managed to accomplish only 11 wins
Keith?
is the 2008 New England
Patriots.
Cody,
Patriots.
you've been replaced by Mike, bro. Cody, you've been replaced by Mike.
You know what I love? I love that Robbie bitches about
Hassel was the starting
about arguing, and then he hates it when we argue.
No, my God. I just can't stand all this interactivity that we have going on.
that are coming out of your mouth.
You can't stand being wrong all the time. That's what you can't stand.
Okay.
Well,
You can't stand being wrong all the time.
I hate being
wrong and admit
I know you do.
right.
I know.
I mean, I asked you a simple question because you said your win total earlier.
It's very difficult for me to communicate with you because you have peanuts of said gallery, and then you have the fly master for catching flies.
I got it. But we had a moment where we had given you a win total earlier. I asked you for it, and that was right on the heels of you saying we're about being a playoff team, and so a little transcendental theory. If you think we're an 11-win team, then we're a playoff team.
All right.
I'm just saying. So you think we're bound to be successful, and unless you think that we're going to sign another quarterback who'll be our QB1,
Steve, that's my concern. Is what Steve just.
Do you think we'll sign another quarterback who'll be our QB1?
Whoa, Steve! How many wins with Jordan Love as a rookie?
Should not do that. That's bad.
Okay, so then you think that J.J. McCarthy will be our QB1? We will win 11 games and make the playoffs.
I will hope that happens. JJ, by all rights, should be our QB1. With what we have invested into him, he should be our. There's no reason not to be. There's no reason.
And I would agree with you. We're best buddies.
I as Viking fan, I've seen things come out of left field that we just don't expect. So,
and I've even gone one step further to say that we're going to do that while losing 5 games at home and only losing 1 on the road. But I too believe that we will be 11-6 and make the playoffs.
Can I ask a quick question? This is directed at Robbie.
You just did.
What is the highest record of the new playoff format that has so far missed the playoffs?
Mike, you're so loud.
What is okay? I apologize for that.
No, don't apologize. You're good.
Okay, but what is
Love you.
highest record of the new playoff format that has missed the playoffs since this new
9.
format in 2020?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say 9 wins.
Are we? Oh, now wait a minute. Are we talking non-divisional winners because they just get an instant bye? They just get congratulations. You suck enough. You won your division. You're in.
What he's asking,
I'm
Robbie,
talking
is what's the best record of a team that didn't make the playoffs? So basically, is there a 9-win or a 10-win team that didn't make
Our
the
11-win team.
or an 11-win team? It's only been a couple of years, so
I think
I have the
Numbers aren't his thing.
I have the numbers for you here. The highest record that missed the playoffs was
Mike. I can Google shit. You asked me a question without now. If you ask me, I just Googled something. Do you know what I just Googled? And then ask me a question. That's not.
Doesn't matter where the question came from, Robbie.
No,
he asked you
because he Googled the shit.
because you're saying an 11. Yeah,
He's
fact checking your 11 wins.
Now Mike's now looking at shit at Google.
You have not said anything knowledgeable this whole night, sir. So no, it's not.
Keith, again, you
so no, it's not.
Fuck. You
haven't said nothing knowledgeable. So nothing
Keith,
you said come from knowledge.
And Keith, because
everything you said come from emotion.
You made it true. Keith,
all you said is
made
emotion.
It true.
You're emotion based. You're dumb as fuck. You got peanut gallery working.
Therefore, it's true. Huh? Drink. Mike, do you concur? I do, Keith.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Dumb fuck in the corner there in the red hat.
Okay, I'm not wearing a red hat. All right, I'm good.
Not that corner fish.
Circle takes a square.
The 2020 Miami Dolphins, a 10-6 record.
Mike, you Googled that shit.
Does it make another fact?
That does. I don't give a fuck. That's not
it's
knowledge.
It's a fact. It's a fact.
Keith,
so I mean, Robbie, I Googled my shit to come up with you Got Stumped. Does that mean you're not going to play with me?
I will. Oh, fish. What are we playing?
You don't worry about it, big boy.
There you go. Now we're talking.
It's best left to be a surprise.
Now I'm picking up what you put down, brother. Now we can be buddies. We'll make it weird once. Twice the money's good.
Hold on.
I'll get your Venmo.
Let's see. What is it right now? Mike 1-0. Exactly.
I do have a very expensive. A Lowe's in credit. No, I don't know how much time.
Okay, now that was funny.
All right, so before we hit the 3-hour mark, let's jump into the hot takes. So raise your hand if you're ready. Robbie, I know you need time.
Thank you.
A lot of time.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do the hot takes. Shaq, what do you got?
JJ McCarthy will get Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson 1,000 yards receiving this year.
3,000-yard receivers.
That's hot. I think the last people to do that was Cincinnati with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Did you have 3?
Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins.
Oh, Boyd, too. Boyd, yeah.
I think the team before that was Cardinals with Kurt Warner and Fitzgerald.
Nazakeem
and TJ or whatever.
Oh, wait, you're talking about Cardinals. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, the Cardinals back in the day. Steve Breston. Steve Breston.
I forgot about him.
3,000-yard receivers. I take that.
It's a lot. That's hot. That's hot as fuck. It's only happened like 4 times in the history.
Hey, Mike, you want to get into the damn screen? Because, this is clippable. Thank you. And Robbie, do you want to make a little bit less noise? All right. Cody, you got one?
Yes, I'm just going to spit one off the top of my head. I'm going to say that Siobhan Revel will be the 4th cornerback taken in this year's draft.
Okay. That's a good one because earlier people were calling you out about that. So, because I think you said you take Thomas over Revel.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think it was Amos.
Okay, that's
I
fair.
think he said Amos.
After Thomas, he said he would take him, I think, the first cornerback after Barron.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's pretty damn hot. That's pretty hot. More than 11 wins.
Yeah.
Ready.
Michael Fish, what do you got?
Harrison Phillips wins the Walter Payton Man of the Year award this year.
That might be hard than mine.
Has he not won it? He's been nominated every year, right? Just doesn't win
You
it.
should have said Jordan Addison will win that award. Now that would have been hot.
Hey,
that was funny. That was funny. That was funny. I like that one.
We haven't had a Man of the Year award winner since Madu Williams.
Yeah.
I'll win that award when I get out of here, motherfucker.
Harrison Phillips is about to win this award because he's going to be spending a lot of time focusing on that because Derek Harmon is be the starting defensive tackle.
Oh my god! All right, I'm gonna get mine, and I don't even like that I'm gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it, and that is Aaron Rodgers will be the Vikings' backup quarterback week 1 of the season.
Ooh, that's hot. Okay, I'm ready. All right, let me see. JJ McCarthy will throw for over 3,300 yards this upcoming season. That is my hot take.
3,300. All right. Cody's got like a 5,000 yard prediction, but that's still hot.
No, I say 3 categories.
I'm kidding. But I mean, to win that, he's
Well,
probably
Cody's got 3,000 of them going to 3 players, so Hawk's going to get what, 250 and.
Oh yeah, he's got 3,000 going to 3 players, and
Oh, he hitting
3,300. All right, cool.
And it all comes down to Robbie.
He switched hats.
He switched hats for the clippable scene.
This is about to be outlandish.
And now he takes out the hat.
Oh, Shaq, what is tomorrow? What is tomorrow, Shaq?
I think it's Friday. It's payday.
I think well, not for me, it's not. But yeah, it's
Friday. Michigan plays basketball.
No. My hot take is that this team will beat Duke.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm actually rooting for you, buddy.
I'm going to say that's noted, but I need you to take a different one because I ain't going to get this clipped in time for that.
All right, I got you.
8 beating.
But noted. You represented. Noted.
I had to because I know. Do I actually believe that? No. Also, I have no skin in this game because it's not football, so I don't really give a shit. I don't care about basketball.
Michigan State.
Hey, Alabama could beat Duke because if you can stop Cooper Flagg like they stopped Zion Williamson.
To be honest, I know Shaq's a super Duke fan. I as a fan, I don't want Alabama to win. I really don't.
There's only 2 teams that can stop the one great player playing from Duke, and it's Auburn and Alabama. They can stop the one player.
They got Canepo.
Our entire draft will be all SEC players. 2 from South Carolina, 1 from Alabama, and 1 from Ole Miss.
Okay, I'm going to take the second part as a bonus. Like if it's just all SEC players, then you get it.
Yep, but in that order, SEC. I'm sorry, South Carolina, Alabama, Ole Miss. In that order. Yeah. In that.
Those are all bonuses. Those are all bonuses. But if we don't take any player outside the SEC in this draft, you win.
If we trade back and only get like 5 picks, I'm done. I was like, yeah. So we can't trade back or up.
That's actually pretty good. That's a pretty good one. You turn Mike's TV off.
He's
kind of TV off.
No, it's the camera.
All right, so we've done 3 hours. I don't work tomorrow, so if you guys want to go, 2 hours, we're good.
I gotta go work tomorrow.
I'm my laptop got a minute. I called in sick and dead. I don't give a fuck.
All right, Mike Orlando, final words.
Final word. Thank you guys for having me on. It's always a pleasure debating you guys, and especially with Robbie. But yeah, episode season, and let's go.
Let's go. What do you got, Shaq?
Thanks for everybody who joined us tonight for another episode. Let's go. Make sure you guys tune in next week we're going to be talking about defensive tackles. Make sure you watch some film or, catch up. Let us know what defensive tackles you want us to talk about. If you want to be part of You Got Stumped, hit up Fish Facebook. He'd be gladly to have you on. You Got Stumped. Thanks for joining us tonight, Robbie. It's always a pleasure to have your heel energy to this positive Vikings podcast. Thank you, Mike, for joining us tonight. I'd like to say, if you guys are into journalism, Minnesota media is hiring because they don't know how to ask proper questions to the Minnesota Vikings. So you want to ask Quasi a real question, apply to become a Minnesota journalist, please. And thank you. Also, you want to donate to us, you could go to Let's Go Buy Me Coffee and send donations there, or even click the little dollar sign on YouTube and send a donation that way. We appreciate it. We're not begging you or asking you to. Well, we're not forcing you to, I should say. It's a appreciated token.
I'm begging. I'm shameless.
Michael Fish, what do you got?
As an 11-6 team, we're going to be better than the 14-3 team that we were last year.
Absolutely.
We're going to have a rougher schedule, but we're going to get through it. We're going to actually win a playoff game or two, maybe even get to the Super Bowl. Robbie and I are going to play Let's Skol this weekend. I'm going to get in touch with him tomorrow. We're going to set up when we can get together in the studio. So this is going to be a fun one, guys, because I'm going to pick some obscure guy that went to college in like South Dakota State. No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. I go to everybody's wheelhouse, Robbie. I ask you what your wheelhouse is, and I go straight to it.
He's got a special player in mind for you.
I'm not going to hit you with some
Fish,
crazy.
My wheelhouse is years.
Huh?
Years by a mile. Years.
You said 98 and Pat, 98 and after.
You say if you stick with that in years, like I could do that. Like that with
I'm not going to find some guy who went to college in Montana Western. I'm not going to do that to you.
I'm good on the decades.
Don't worry about it. It's going to be somebody right in your wheelhouse. And yo, Rinaldi, Skol, buddy. And other than that, man, another good show. Let's get it on. It's almost draft time. We're a few weeks out. Let's have some fun with it. Let's go.
Oh, Robbie.
No, move on. No, for real. Thank you all for having me on. It's always fun. I like arguing with you people, talking to you. For those of us that don't know, we're all pretty much family here. So that's why we talk to each other the way we can, because we choose to love it and need it. Cody, again, I'm very proud of you for sticking up for what you believe in. And I mean that again. Shaq, I hope you win tomorrow. And I mean that true. I honestly do.
You sure it's tomorrow?
That's what it said when I what does Mike use? Google. I Googled it. I could be wrong. I could have sworn it said tomorrow, but we do play each other next. That is a fact.
Yeah,
I would take that much interest in it, and I'm sure you take that much. So that's why I want you to win, just for that. But again, I hope McCarthy is successful next year. I hope he does well. I don't want to see the dude injured. I have zero faith in those things, but I want to see him succeed, regardless of what it appears. My demeanor towards the dude, he's in purple. I always say this. He's in purple. He represents us.
Yeah, for sure.
Us to be successful. I want him to be successful. My demeanor is I don't think he is. That's just, again, an opinion, but I want to be wrong. It's rare that I am. That's a fact.
Rare?
So you usually are.
I always am. One of us, I would agree with you, but then we both be wrong.
Check it out, Minnesota fans. If you watched the opening day today, watched your Twinkies and their ace, Pablo Lopez, our best pitcher on the roster, get smoked in 3 1/3 innings. Don't worry. The next time you watch the Twinkies on a Thursday, just know that you have Let's Skol podcast at 8:30 Central. We're going to be here for you. All right, we're not going to talk about the Twins until this portion of the show because I'm going to be a mopey bastard too. Other than that, hey, don't be stupid this weekend. Friday's around the corner. Have a plan. Don't beat your dogs. Don't beat your kids. Don't beat your wives. Don't drink and drive. Always, let's go.
Let's go. See you guys next week, same time, Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Central. Let's go.